Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the final week of the regular season for split number 1 of CCL for 2022. My name is Stickula. I'm here with Kinder on this Monday evening, and unfortunately, we've had a short broadcast tonight. The first match, as you will have seen on Twitter, it's already been forfeit, so that one is decided. We're here to see the victor of NOOTERS versus Catlaugh.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, even if only for one game. Though I have to say, I think it'll be a fun game to cast, but there's not a lot riding on the line here. NOOTERS are already secure in their position to go on to the playoffs, and Catlaugh are unfortunately already eliminated. But even though there might not be a lot of stakes, there's always bragging rights in the game of Siege, so hopefully we'll see a pretty even-headed match coming out tonight.
Yeah, and we have standings we can talk about as well, which will show you kind of a greater picture of what the playoffs are going to look like. As you can see in group number A, things are moving along swimmingly, and it is assumed that Mystic and Achieve should be headed to the playoffs. I know there is kind of some room possibly for Seer to maybe move past one of those two playoff teams. You see the fact that Seer are that white text fill. They have a possibility they could move into playoffs, and that's actually probably one of the most interesting things about what's going on in the rest of the league. You actually have Achieve Esports and Mystic Academy playing later this week, which, in my opinion, my humble opinion, being the coach of Achieve, is probably going to be one of the best matches we have in the regular season. Here in Group B, though, you can see the chances have already been filled out for either one of these squads. However, for NOOTERS, the big thing, Kinder, they're trying to fight for tonight is round differential. They want that number 1 seed. The higher your round differential is, the better the likelihood is that you'll receive a bye through into the semifinals.
That would be absolutely fantastic for them. So at least they've got a little bit more than just bragging rights that they're playing for. And though Group C doesn't play tonight either, I think it's interesting to note that all the teams are at least still in contention for some slot. Right. Shift North, it looks like, is locked into the first place slot. But Agony, Shinigami, and Acme, whenever they play throughout the rest of this week, those will be some very, very intense and fun games to watch. But NOOTERS, Catlaugh, you're right. Differential is what they're playing for right here. Catlaugh playing for bragging rights. Absolutely excited to go ahead and jump on into this in just a second.
We can talk to rosters as well, see who will be playing in the matchup tonight, and kind of get familiarized with the players that you're going to see clash in this best of 3. I think everyone is going to assume that NOOTERS are probably going to have a pretty strong upper hand here. They've got Trist, they've got Storms, they've got Snake, Indy, and Quartz. You've got 3/5 of this roster being current players in Challenger League. Trist actually playing for the team that eliminated my roster. That's Took the Kids from the qualifier. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a disappointing turn for us. On the other side, though, we've got Catlaugh, who have, I would say, probably their strongest roster, their maybe biggest chance to win a match here in the season, just based off the fact they've got some talent coming in on this roster. I know Hitman is a very talented player. I tried out for his team once, and he can do some miracles. You got Tack as well, some former CL experience, and Seb is kind of the weird one for me, Kinder, because he's not really a player. I've known Seb to be more of a coaching analyst type than really somebody in the lobby.
Seems like a big day for coaches and analysts to get their play at some different types of professional levels. I don't know, for those of you watching EUL, Titan got to sub in today for Team Secret, so maybe Seb will pop off. I know Secret at least once. Maybe Seb can at least go ahead and grab his team a win today. I think we're going to map bans, though. Yes, indeed. This is exciting. We're getting them live, so it'll be a surprise for both you and for us, you the viewers, and we, the amazing casters. And it looks like to start off a border ban. So none of that new map coming out, though. Theme and Skyscraper are both still in the lineup. Bank gets taken out as well. So both more attacker-favored maps banned out already, leaving a lot of much more defensively sided maps left in the map pool.
Well, there goes Chalet, another one of those kind of maybe a little bit more towards the offense here. I would look towards maybe Villa to get removed. My observer here, Nova, was teasing us with the fact that we might get something fun as a Chalet, or, excuse me, as a Skyscraper, or maybe a theme park that does come through in the veto here. Cafe gone as well, and it's the Skyscraper pick that we get to start off on. This is my first time casting Skyscraper. It is really, it's a different map. The way that it plays out, I honestly, I don't really know how to compare it. And we get theme park as well. We get both Sky and we get theme. We don't get border, but I imagine this probably is going to end in a 2-0, so the decider, you know, it could be Oregon, it could be Hereford base, I don't know, it could be something totally boring, but we're probably not going to get it at all.
I would love to see a oh my gosh, Bartlett University to come through. That would be amazing. But as you predicted, Oregon is the decider map, though. I really don't want to go there, in all honesty. I'm fine with these. We're guaranteed 2 maps, and we're guaranteed both of these brand new maps in the meta. Skyscraper, like you said, you've never casted it. I myself have never casted it either, so I get to brush up on my ranked vocabulary and try to make sure that all of my terms are there. But besides my terms, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the game, get you guys onto these maps, and have a lot of fun here on the top of a massive skyscraper.
You know, the theme park is the one I am a little bit more familiar with. I did have a chance to watch a couple of Pro League VODs. I had casted it most recently. I believe that was last Wednesday with Corbeck, and it was kind of interesting the way that it had played out in kind of you still get that very same old defensive, very slow play. On Skyscraper, things are really still being felt out, right? Because you look at Theme, it's a map that was previously in the comp pool, and honestly, kind of recently. It only had been out of the pool for about a year. Now that it's back, for Sky, really an untested map. The last time Skyscraper was in the comp pool was before I was a caster, probably about 3 years ago at this point, maybe even getting close to 4. And it's as well had a rework, so the way that the map plays out is much different now. And I am really curious to see kind of where we go, numbers, perspectives, and as well, you know, the characteristics of these two rosters. How are they going to play on a map like Sky?
Despite the fact that Sky, like you were saying, is such a new map to the pool, especially with its rework, we still see some pretty similar bans coming out here. Thatcher, so that way your anti-breach can stay up a little bit longer. You have to, you don't have to trick as quickly. Jackal getting banned out as well. He's very, very potent. This map does have a lot of roam capability. There are a lot of little nooks and crannies and different walkways and stairwells you can flank up. So having Jackal off will definitely assist that as well. Valkyrie, also pretty standard ban. Those black eye cameras can go up just about anywhere, and unless you've got an IQ to spot them out, you're going to have a very difficult time getting anything done, getting constantly red, or even more deceptively yellow pinged. And Alibi, I think she's kind of the dark horse ban here. I can certainly see maybe some of those replicators being used to fake a run out or something like that. Teams tend to be pretty aggressive on Skyscraper from what I've seen so far. And losing that MX Storm, certainly a very powerful weapon for those that can control the recoil. But otherwise, a rather odd ban for this first Skyscraper.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
She's got a really kind of niche spot that she fills, I feel like, where you don't really get any other operator that kind of compares to her. You could sort of say, maybe your Legion. I've heard some comparison to Thorn, with the fact that you have to kind of decide whether or not you're going to move past the Razor Blooms. With the Alibi Prismas, you have to decide, is it the real thing? Is it a Prisma? Am I going to shoot it or am I going to not? And the fact that she's got a deployable shield as well, pretty much kind of the cherry on top there.
Speaking of similar operators to Alibi, I think Frost can be used pretty similarly. Frost, of course, for welcome mats, usually being deployed on windows to stop or force an entering attacker to shoot out down to their feet to make sure they don't get caught in one of those bear traps. And Alibi can function similarly. If you can place those replicators in front of windows that people are jumping through, they have to shoot them beforehand in order to take them out and not get spotted. Speaking of being spotted, Sab gets away pretty much scot-free, it looks like here. He's trying to go for a spawn peek. They were a little bit wary of him, and he's going to fall off on that Oryx. So a great pickup there for him. But speaking of unorthodox operators, Trist in the site, and Trist dead in the site. Terra doesn't need a frost mat, just needs an angle, a gun, and a free kill to take down Trist.
Well, Trist not too happy about his early casualty, and Valor will be another one to die in the early game as well there, but Storms does get the trade back onto Hitman. Things going a little bit pear-shaped at the start of this round for NOOTERS, but they do recover onto the Jaeger. Lioness trying to still play aggressive, maybe see if they can work that advantage and garner another pick against the Sledge, Hib, or Iana that do remain. NOOTERS kind of playing a little spread. Not everybody working together, not everybody trying to push the same direction. Gaining multiple different areas of map control, and this Black Stairs little sneak play happening by Snake right now is probably what I'm going to pay the most attention to, because he can make or break this round if he makes a pick happen.
Storms definitely, he still has those 2 frag grenades in pocket as he comes around right here, and he's got some open holes that he can watch into Karaoke. This could be very, very deadly for him, but they will have to watch those tight angles. Linus seems to be aware of his positioning, but Snake there for the cutoff. It looks like they took your advice, and they're now, they're teaming up, but at the very wrong time. Storms at least takes the opportunity of Indy going into a bear trap to go ahead and swing on in. Great timing there. That might just save Indy's life if Snake can get to him in time. Seb, though, he's got the cross angle set up, but Linus is not fast enough to avoid death. Snake takes him down, essentially a 2v2, with Seb taking even more damage. Things are quickly falling out of line for the defenders who started with such a lead.
Yeah, that advantage has since decayed, and the way the Catlaugh have closed this one out has not really been much of a spectacle. Storms with control over here in T-Room. Terra still waiting in that very same position we saw the opening kill precipitate from, inside of Karaoke. Indy steps forward, finally eliminated by the Frost. And so a 2 versus 2 does return to the server. You do have Seb down, though, and control of the bomb. Snake is going to make the objective call. Let's get in. Let's plant. Let's try to move in for this bomb defusal. And the Frost is playing so passive. Terra just waiting in the back here. Going to go pop the hatch, try to rotate, try to flank below. It's going to be a tough call. Maybe you could get Seb back up, though. All he needs to do is just cross off the balcony. However, if Storms hears that, he might just chase down here and... well, that seems like exactly what's on the cards, but it's actually Snake from the bottom of the stairs to get the last kill.
They read that mezzanine drop like a book. My goodness, both players in position to set up the cross and shut down any hopes that Catlaugh had of reviving Seb the Oryx. What started off as really kind of a sloppy round for NOOTERS quickly shifted back into their favor. They were able to pick up those kills. Their timing, as I mentioned earlier, Indy hit the Frostman. It looked like things were all going downhill, but they had Storms there to swing, and they knew that the player was coming from that direction. They just completely lost focus on that black stair door. So a little questionable how they played the end of that round, but overall not a terrible round on the whole for Catlaugh, though. I doubt that NOOTERS are going to go for the same kind of a Maru rush this time, so that might leave them a bit more high and dry in terms of trying to find some easy picks like they did last time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think that's kind of one of those rounds you just sort of have to convert for Catlaugh because you're not going to get many opportunities like that. NOOTERS, from an objective standpoint, have got the better players. I know it seems like kind of a reach to say that, but, you know, there's a reason why they're the top performing team in this group, and Catlaugh are a squad that really has not been too shocking so far. And when you lose out on those easy rounds, NOOTERS are just going to come at you a little bit harder. But you can see for the offense there, they're really just kind of playing to have fun. Very loose, very just let me do something here or there. First it was the Amaru, now Trist is going to come over to the Nook to see what he might be able to sneak in with.
Nook is a very, very viable operator on this map. I talked earlier about how there's so much roam potential here, just because there's so many nooks and crannies, and it feels like dark hallways where a player like a Cav or a Nook or a Vigil could easily sneak up on an unsuspecting enemy. Speaking of unsuspecting enemy, Trist right now, he's going to try to go if there is this player inside a bathroom. The Jaeger is going for the swing. That's Hitman, but Nook seems wary to him. He's going to jump out at the right time, though, and grab him before he can be spotted. A great pick there from Hitman, shutting down everything that I had to say about Nook, and anything that I might have to say about Storms as well. The swing will come through from Snake, though. A great refrag there, at least to net things back into NOOTERS. Well, not their favor, but at least a bit more favorable. And all of a sudden, we're seeing almost an exact replica of what occurred last round.
That's a bit of an awkward little situation there for Trist. He maybe regretted trying to drone now. He might have had the 50-50 gunfight to his favor if he had simply hopped in, but that's the kind of game we have in front of us right now. Control of the vert below, though, for NOOTERS, and they're going to use that to toss up a couple frag grenades, not getting any value out of that so far. It's been entirely gun-based, their 2 picks have came from, but still, Catlaugh have regained the advantage. The main wall has been open. No utility brought to stop that from happening, as Catlaugh have really brought a whole myriad of operators, but none of which really relating to stopping the breach from being open.
Yeah, it looks like they're mostly just relying on this Echo using yokais that might stop a planting player, but they don't even need to stop the plant. It's suddenly all on Indy as Linus picks up yet another kill with only stun grenades left. He will grab the jump out player. Tack! Oh my goodness, you gotta land those shots a bit faster. Not, says Trist. Yeah, that was a little bit questionable right there. Indy might have a bit of a fighting chance. The chat right now, just absolutely hysterical, as both teams are a little bit confused as to what Tack was doing. Perhaps there's a reason that he was a sub. Maybe that was a little bit mean to say. But regardless, Indy, in a bit of a dire situation right here, an impact grenade from Terra is actually all it would take to steal away his life.
Not much of a chance that Indy has left here, and he's using his last 60 seconds to try to bait through the floor and work a pick. Terra probably wishing and wasted that impact grenade. all things considered, these two players aren't on perfect health, and Indy has 3 flashes. Uses the first and second to ascend the staircase. Now making it into reception. This flank play from Lioness probably going to win them the round. Indy able to isolate the first player. Lioness undiscovered as of yet. Still over here inside Dragon. Indy sort of working the pressure. Tosses a drone. He runs right into the sight line. It's an easy kill for the Aruni to clean up, and Catlaugh have their first round.
I have to give Lioness props for making that rotate there. Once again, Catlaugh almost just blew another round lead, or a man count lead, I should say, and almost threw away another round. Lioness there with a great cutoff, though, from all the way inside of Dragon. So really great way to end the round from Catlaugh there. They had Hitman playing a very, very aggressive little roam hold downstairs in bathroom. Managed to get those 2 very early kills from that. A great pivot position that he had. And I don't know if he had the intel on those players. Perhaps the default camera gave away that entrance through the main lobby. And he was able to grab 1 player before being traded out. But he was really the savior of Catlaugh before Lioness finished off that round. So they will at least grab 1 round win, all the way over inside of the Office Museum site. And now they're going to try to go back and try their chances yet again at Karaoke Tea Room. So far, there's not an Amaru on the board, but never say never when it comes to NOOTERS.
Hey, I mean, you got that repick. You can kind of do whatever you want in a way of thinking. So maybe we'll see Triss go to that operator and just kind of play how he wants to play, rather than following any kind of strategy or waiting to see what this conversation is about in the chat. You have Lioness blocked? I don't know, Triss. What's going on there? What's the beef with Lioness? Come on, boy. What? All right, I don't know. But I think we're probably not going to see this skyscraper match really tell us a whole lot about the map as a whole, given the way that these two teams have kind of done whatever they wanted and have run buck wild pretty much in every round. Okay there, Seb. Target gets away from him. Snake seemed a little more ready than the Mozzie for that initial fight.
Yeah, Skyscraper is a map right now I think was really a good pick for both teams, really. As Catlaugh, you get to kind of meme around on a map that nobody really knows in the meta, so you have a chance of potentially winning. For NOOTERS, sure, you want to play for round differential. You want to play for that headshot Hitman, who's just been lethal through these windows and these opening picks so far these past couple of rounds. But Skyscraper, on the whole, you don't have a lot to lose if you're NOOTERS, and you get to strat save a little bit as well. Hitman, though, not saving much of anything except his own skin. He'll take down Valor, just absolutely wasting away NOOTERS. He is an absolute carry for Catlaugh right now. They did not have the trade set up that time. He's laughing in the chat, cackling a little bit to himself. Once again, he's given Catlaugh the lead, but we've seen how quickly those leads have been blown over the past couple of rounds, and especially with Snake and Seb staring down the same door angle, waiting for each other right now. We just might see another trade come out.
It's going to be kind of the waiting game here. Eventually, the Mozzie moves through, and it's an easy kill there for Snake. He just sort of waited, hook, line, and sinker. Seb walked into it. Storms will just step into the bomb site, finds Hitman. Tack trying to provide the support. Storms wanders into another defensive gun barrel. 2 versus 4 now. Finally, Catlaugh have managed to convert this advantage and not really let it slip much in the late game. Hitman's killing spree will come to an end, but shouldn't be too troubling here for Catlaugh unless they make some kind of mistake. And here comes the first mistake. However, it doesn't turn to a second. Lioness cleans up for another closeout, and that'll mark 2 in a row for Catlaugh. Who would have thunk it?
Hitman seems to be the one on the starting end of things, and Lioness is always the one cleaning up the mess that he leaves behind. So you've got the opener and the closer right now for Catlaugh, but it's getting the job done. They're up 2-1. Like you said, who would have thunk it? NOOTERS. Can't really tell. They haven't brought the Amaru these past couple of times, so it doesn't seem like they're playing quite as fast and loose. They've definitely got some sort of strategy going on. They had that deep push with, I believe, Snake, who was able to pick up that early kill before they all tried to collapse onto site. Unfortunately for them, to no avail. However, both of the top floor sites have now been burned for Catlaugh. They're going to have to venture to either bedroom, bathroom, or barbecue kitchen. Yes, that's the name of this site now. A pretty interesting one now that it's been reworked so that the 2 sites connect more directly. I think you used to have to impact a hole between them, as you still can. You can see the Rooney over there doing just that, Lioness. But you used to not have a doorway at all, so the doorway gives a lot more easy access, but that side rotate over there can also provide another way around. There's also no longer an exit from kitchen into that main bar right there, so the only way to enter from bar into site is by going straight into barbecue. So you can hold some tighter angles. There's no longer a window in barbecue either. It makes it a lot safer of a sight, in my opinion. And that's why you're seeing this this defense go here, probably as opposed to bedroom bathroom, which is a much tighter, much more fusible space.
Yeah, having 2 windows, one in each of the site previously kind of made this objective garbage, and there was really a reason why nobody played it. You can argue. I mean, I would say, in the grand scheme of things, I guess I'll ask you, do you think this is more relevant, more feasible than maybe something like bar and stage on club, or mining and dining on cafe?
I don't know. Bar stage just really popped back up in the meta a lot recently, just as Tack's going to pop up at the wrong time there. To the end of Valor's gun, an opening pick for NOOTERS. As for this site, though, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot in this level of play, so I can't definitively say if it'll be as good as a bar stage. I personally think bar stage is an excellent objective if you're able to hold off the top floor well and have a solid roam. But as I've been just meandering in this conversation, it's suddenly a 4 versus 1 Lioness, who is always the last alive, finding one over the mezzanine. Indy here trying to go for the trade, but of course Lioness is upstairs. All the attackers are downstairs, as is the diffuser, except for Storms. He ran upstairs real fast and rather swiftly ended that round. NOOTERS not playing around at all. It's an even game now.
Well, I suppose in the context of this match, that's probably the last seeing of the barbecue objective we'll probably have. Probably just a devastating round there, and most definitive by far. I don't know what just happened there. NOOTERS kind of just ran in. Maybe Catlaugh probably could have used some more deployable shields, kind of tried to add some extra utility in between the offense and them, because NOOTERS won all of their gunfights. Hitman could not get active, and things really were foiled there by the offense. So we'll go back to where things are probably a little bit more realistic here, where Catlaugh got their first victory in Office and Museum.
Yeah, Office Museum, it's 100% win rate. Now, the fact that the number count for that is only 1 time played is completely irrelevant. They still have 100% win rate here, and I have to give props. You know, this site, I can't remember exactly how it used to play out, but it can definitely be exploited if that main wall gets open, and Catlaugh let NOOTERS get the wall open and still managed to win. Now, if you remember, that was largely because of Hitman's downstairs roam, and it worked once, but I highly doubt that NOOTERS will fall for that again. You can already see they're bringing a bit more of a traditional team comp. They're kind of done playing around. It looks like no Nook, no Amaru. They got the Thermite, that hard commit to the hard breach, as well as 3 sets of nades, including Afinka, who's just been absolutely busted on all the attacks she's been going on. When she's not banned out, she's always a force to be reckoned with. This is looking like a lot more standard of an attack, and I think they'll have a lot more success getting this upstairs open and eviscerated.
Yeah, no more fooling around trying to jump in for the vertical below. We're just going to go straight, direct, to the punch, not waste any time here, and probably just come and simply execute on the site. They have a mute now. Doesn't seem like it stopped the exothermic from detonating, as you hear that go off in the background. Storms tried to wander into the defensive realm on the far side of the map, and he will die for it. Snake, straighted out by Lioness, an important pick to swing the balance of power. However, Valor is just in the site, and he's just killing people. He's gunning down Seb. Now he's looking to put pressure on the terrace balcony. Pulls out the Gon 6. Has a full... Actually, he's out of ammo. I don't know how you run out of ammo with the LMG, but he certainly has. Lioness not long for this world, being pinched by multiple angles. However, Valor can't really do anything right now, seeing as he is still in the process of reloading that LMG. Who knows what's taken Valor so long? Indy finally has to step up, and, well, there we go. It took forever. The Finka got the bullets in the magazine, but in the meanwhile, Indy just killed everybody else that was left.
These rounds are incredibly, ADHD for me. So much is happening so quickly that I almost can't even register what is going on. I mean, I talked about how it's going to be a much more traditional push, then all of a sudden they're in downstairs killing Hitman. The site's been completely, not even opened up with hard breach. They're just jumping in windows, running upstairs, throwing frag grenades, running out of bullets and LMGs. Just an absolute fustercluck for the attackers, but it worked out in their favor. You see Valor just strutting through sight with a goo mine in his foot, just walking along like it's nobody's business, taking down players left and right, using the Gon 6 of all things. NOOTERS, clearly, they don't have to bring meme operators to make this a kind of meme-y game. And despite the craziness we've seen so far, it's given me a great affinity for this game. And it's still pretty close, too. So I'm very, very excited to see how we'll finish out the rest of this half. Will Catlaugh even it up before we get the sides change?
I have no idea. With the way that NOOTERS have played, it's all or nothing for them. And, jeez, this has been something of a match. You know, Trist, he was the first one to really get on the bandwagon of let's just not fool around. Let's not waste time. I'm just going to play a Maru. I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to try to get some kills. It didn't work, but NOOTERS have driven towards that same idea at full speed with everybody contributing now. And Catlaugh's little 100% win rate on Office is now only 50%. It's crazy how fast that falls.
Darn. Yeah, we're back to Karaoke Tea yet again. So another 50% win rate objective. What's this? The Bandit of Terror this time. Trying to pull a Hitman. Maybe get a little crazy on this window right here. He might be able to get a jump out successfully. Otherwise, I don't think anybody's going to try to pressure that downstairs toilet window. But if you look at the defense right now, the operators that are being brought, you saw how last time they brought a Legion to try to slow down what's been such a rush-heavy attack. And it did absolutely nothing. The players just tanked the goo mines and ran through it anyways. This time they've got a Melusi whose Banshees slow considerably more than Legion goo mines. So perhaps they're hoping to slow down this onslaught of an attack a bit more than they were able to in the last round. This Wamai Magnet going to be burned already as just one of the now 4 remaining frag grenades is chucked out. Make that 3. Valor throws out another. Gets a little bit of damage done to him, but Snake will grab one before Valor's traded out. Indy quick to fall as well. Terra with a nice kill there. And Tack, there's one inside T-Room already, or close to it. It looks like, yep, he was inside. And down goes Storms. My goodness, they rush right inside again, but those Banshees don't even need to help because Catlaugh have found their trigger fingers, and they found the heads of 3 members of NOOTERS.
At this point, I think Storms just has some kind of shrink ray he's using to crawl through drone holes and get in the bomb site because it feels like he's just in there and undetected practically the entire round. And NOOTERS not able to get anything other than Seb, who hasn't had much of a remarkable game so far. They'll need to trade back and try to find a 2v2 here, but they're out of grenades. Trista's got flashes. You would like to be able to open up this gold wall, but you're not going to be able to do that with Bandit Battery. Snake starts to sneak in. Jaeger now detected in the middle of T. Snake is just kind of baiting on this angle here. I don't really know what Trist is trying to do, but they're wasting time for the most part. Terra will go look through that drone hole. Snake tries to step in, and a little bit of a row with the player in gold. Unsuccessful so far. Now Trist is spotted. Terra will try to take the fight to him. Neither party being unsuccessful. The Wamai walks right into the 5.56, but does a considerable amount of damage. Snake with a nice little flank play, however, is shut down by Lioness, who has been one of the highlight players for Catlaugh so far this match. And so the Thermite, on terribly low HP, is in a 1 versus 3, and Lioness should easily confirm that kill from Drum.
It was a noble sort of attempt to get to the site by the last 2 remaining members of NOOTERS. I liked the Geisha push just as much as you did, but the problem is that Lioness was sitting poised, ready to pounce in there like many Lionesses do, and just absolutely obliterated, I believe that was Snake as he walked inside. So it was a great, you know, just hold off there from Lioness inside of Geisha, predicting that. And also using that angle at the end to find the last player of Trist as well. So some great adaptation from Catlaugh. And they also, of course, had all those opening picks to help them as well. So, again, this game's been fairly back and forth so far. Even when one side seems to decisively or more decisively take it the next round, they just get obliterated in the opening seconds. So it's been very, very frag heavy so far. I don't think we're going to see much change, of course. Perhaps NOOTERS, maybe their attacks aren't as great, but they know that their defenses, they can hunker down, turtle up a bit, roam effectively, and really shut down this attack, whatever they might bring. You see that Thorn, those Razor Blooms are going to be an absolute pain. They're going to not only reveal the location of the attackers as they push, but potentially do damage with maybe the help of some barbed wire from that Jaeger, get some kills as well by slowing them down. Valor playing on the Warden, maybe a meme operator, maybe predicting some sort of Ying, or at least trying to keep her off the board. Regardless, he's got an MPX, a C4, and a sexy mustache propping up NOOTERS right now.
Is that what your mustache was inspired by?
In my dreams, but yeah, I think my girlfriend wishes it would be more like that, but yeah. Alas.
The Warden has really got it all going on. Catlaugh don't have Finka. They do have some flashes coming out, but maybe Valor, let's think here, is bringing the Warden more for the 1.5x optic. We all know how powerful those can be. Storms look like he's maybe preparing for a jump out. They've got full intel on this, and Storms is waiting. Here's the Gone 6. Still has not committed. Nobody's even watching him. Here comes the jump out. He gets the first, gets the second. Oh, he should get the third. He's got the pistol. I don't know how Snake managed to steal 2 of those kills. Doesn't make any sense, but Storms has just probably won round number 7.
Terra saying me next right now. He wants that same kind of action, but he's on the attack. He's lucky he hasn't been jumped out on so far. An unfortunate repel. For those of you that don't know, repelling in Siege is an absolute pain in the butt. When you're going up, it's so difficult to get some of those angles. And Storms was just in the exact right position to line up a lot of those shots. Another jump out, another success. Snake with, I believe, a 3 or 4K on the round. This outside, just aggressive play. Despite the side switch to defense, it hasn't changed anything about the way that NOOTERS are playing right now.
Yeah, they're getting outside. They're getting active. And I'd say you would be hard-pressed not to expect that from them with how quick they played on the offense. It's just as easy to go fast on the defense there. And, okay, that was quickest round of Skyscraper that's probably been played in any showing of the map so far. So, Catlaugh, I don't know what they're going to do now. They have a knowledge that Storms and the entire NOOTERS roster are kind of just going to run amok. And what can they do to stop it? Well, I sure don't know.
They're going to have to enter in from the downstairs. They can't repel at all. Any window or door is a potential death trap. They don't have a Nomad on the board. I don't think they have any Claymores unless the Ash might be packing one. So really not a lot of run out stoppage on the attack right now. So yeah, they're going to have to enter from down below. Not a terrible idea here as long as there's not a bedroom presence being held down by a roamer from NOOTERS. In fact, those frag grenades from that Finca and the Sludge both, as well as the breaching rounds from, well, never mind, Ash is gone, as well as the lifelines from Zofia, can use that verticality from beneath to take down utility, get some yellow pings and frag out players. They can do a lot of damage, but we do have to keep in mind that hatch inside of the bedroom or inside of the office is open. So players that are in difficult positions, they can not only rotate out, they can also drop down onto unsuspecting attackers. And speaking of unsuspecting attackers, another run out in position. That is Storms right here. He's going to try to run out on ventilators, predicting the spawn here. We'll see if he's successful this go round.
Well, you don't have a lot of attackers coming over by that fence area. They're mostly formed up. Oh, well, I say that. Here comes Hitman. I think he's sort of baiting for the Jaeger. Yeah. That's exactly what's going on here. The main idea is you're really waiting for somebody to go on the rappel, and then as the Jaeger, you just sort of run on out. Grenade.
Oh.
It's a bad cook from Hitman. And here comes the Jaeger. He runs out. Ooh. Well, there we go for Hitman. Didn't matter if the grenade was unsuccessful because it baited Storms out anyway.
Yeah, I guess that was Hitman's logic all along, was just to overcook it, make the explosion go off, and get the cutoff angle. And he did just that. A great pickup there from him. He's been great again on these opening kills so far. Make that 2 opening kills. He grabs Valor. He just has to isolate this last player in bathroom. It's Snake. Surprisingly, the smoke on the roam. Usually a player that'll wait till the end. Hitman in. Oh, does he know that he's in the shower? He's pre-firing it. Oh, but he's going to grab him. Snake had no idea. Despite the pre-fire, he was almost none the wiser. And now you got a hatch open. You got a spare frag grenade in pocket. And you got a 5 versus 2 Indy trying to get this angle right now from all the way inside of the other lobby. But it's just Trist right now in sight. He's being lifelined to hell and back right now. A little concussed, a little blinded. Proxy's going off, but he can't really respond to those. He's got a TCSG in hand and way more members to kill than those bullets will allow him to do.
Well, Andy is certainly having some trouble. Not able to collect the kill yet. That marks a quad for Hitman. Seb will steal the ace, but it's a flawless round either way for Catlaugh. They really are giving us a quick match. What was the Cade doing? Just sitting in the connector, just sort of hanging out and waiting for the window push. This is, I hate to say it, Kinder, but this feels like it's going to go to overtime.
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm excited or a little bit like groaning about that right now. Like it's been a very fun game to watch just because both of these teams are just kind of throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. At the same time though, I feel like there's so much potential. Having never casted Skyscraper before, I was really excited to come in here and see, what are the plays looking like? What are the strats? How are teams playing this at this level of Siege? And right now it looks like a PS4 ranked match is how they're playing it at this level of Siege, which is still a lot of fun to watch. We are going back to Office Museum right now for the defense. Azami is banned. Oh, that is problematic. They're going to have to team kill Indy, or perhaps, yep, there's the TK right there. Yep, should have read the rule book. Maybe they didn't, just forgot. That is unfortunate. It would be fun to see Azami come out here in what's been back and forth, random game so far. But alas, she goes down. We're in a 4 versus 5, so Catlaugh already having the advantage, and we'll see if they're able to convert off of that.
And this has been a bizarre game by any description, and not only do we have Skyscraper now, we also have Theme Park later, which I imagine is going to be even more strange. Triss is preparing for the spawn kill. Nobody taking that route, it seems like, though. Did have players spawning on the helipad. Somebody's out there still droning. I don't know what they are droning. Maybe they're AFK. Who knows? Triss in the bathroom. He's hoping somebody will just wander in here, and he might have a target. No, he won't. The Hib walks right past it, and unfortunately, no action for Trist. No aggressive pick he can get to trade out the unfortunate death of Indy.
Valor, though, will take down Hitman and at least even things out. We're in a 4 versus 4. So, yeah, not the end of the world for NOOTERS. They've still got this going for them. A jump out, though, will go awry. The smoke jumping out. My goodness. That was an interesting play. The Twitch able to use her shock drones to do some good work inside the site, and also to pick up the fact that there is a vigil nearby before her drone is promptly taken down. Storms on the Jaeger. He can get these angles right here. That connector hallway window is going to be very, very dangerous. Speaking of danger right now, it looks like we might have a conversion over, or a confrontation over on the side of Tea Room Karaoke, potentially on that mezzanine. I think push is going to come to shove there before too much longer, as well as, well, inside the site, you got both angles being pressured right now on Storms, and I don't know if anybody's there on NOOTERS to help back him up. Otherwise, he's going to get pinched, pincered, and obliterated.
Well, here comes the drone, the intel, the confirmation. Storms, he doesn't fall back, he aggresses even further. Pokes his head out through the wall. Lioness cooking for an aid below. Terra will put down the Jaeger before that play from the breach does anything successfully. Valor eliminated full site control now for Catlaugh as Trist is baiting below. Bomb's coming down from Terra. Lioness is in the closet? What is she doing in there? Oh, there goes Trist. I'm more surprised by such a peculiar place for the Finka to be.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if she were a defender hiding in there, doing a little sneaky roam play, but you're an attacker. You're supposed to be with the rest of your team, generally. I guess the rest of the team was there already to cover the planter, and all's well that ends well. So Lioness, despite a confusing play, is still in the right for winning the round for Catlaugh. Catlaugh get potentially their first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to them. And even though NOOTERS, they're playing this one a little fast and loose with the law, they are at least running up the round differential. So even if they lose, like you said, I think this just might go to overtime. And if it does, their round differential, even if they don't win, still going to be very, very close and potentially push them over the edge into the very, very top seed and net them that so beloved bye for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and I don't really know the situation where how NOOTERS could lose out on their first round seeding. Let's go to have a look at the standings, because NOOTERS have plus 20 rounds. Aerial Rise have plus 6. Like that's a 14 round difference. You would have to lose 07-07. I think they're fine. I mean, they're going to the first seed. I suppose the question then would be, how do you shake up with the other teams that you've got in the running? Shift North are...
Okay, that was an interesting C4 right there. I was still looking at the Wikipedia page and heard an explosion, and that cued me back into the game to find out that there had been yet another team kill. This time, though, there was no Azami. There was just a team kill for presumably no reason. Perhaps Trist had to go and use the bathroom or something. The world may never know. Anyways, that Thunderbird, she's got the Kona stations to heal. Can't heal someone back to life, however. So we're starting once again in a 4 versus 5. That was sort of the bane of NOOTERS' existence the last time this situation occurred. We'll see if they're able to bring and bounce anything back come this go round.
I don't know what... Seb is shooting lifelines through a vent on the rooftop. That seems like something I would die in a gold rank match and then see my teammate do it. He's burning the utility up there. No problem. I don't know what is even happening. Seb just shot a lifeline concussion at the castle barricade.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of gold 3 ranked.
Before?
You know, I myself do sometimes get confused by those lifeline emblems,
Oh,
but looks like
there
we got
we
the
go.
second one to go off. Snake narrowly getting away in time. What in the world is this game right now? Frag grenades hitting more attackers than defenders, it looks like. So just a little bit questionable all across the board right now. NOOTERS, though, still have yet to lose anyone else, which I suppose is pretty good for them. They have wasted about half the round so far. They still have a pretty solid offsite. Well, they lost Storms to a frag grenade from beneath, and we got to see that beautiful ragdoll in 4K high definition, or whatever the stream's quality is. And now Terra also has a nice line of sight, very high quality, into Drum. Might be able to catch off Indy on a potential roam, make some headway towards this site, and get something done.
There goes Tack as the roam successful. The flank works out for a pick. Terra, the champion of the push, the spearhead right now from inside Geisha. The offense is really just constricting their grasp onto the bomb site. Terra responds onto Valor. The offense have control of Karaoke, but Indy puts one down. Lioness does not lose that fight against Snake. It's a 1v3, and Hitman shoots Indy before the Ash even really gets fully around the corner. Catlaugh look maybe better than expectation.
Catlaugh, yeah, surprisingly pretty good that round. You know, they did start off in the advantage with the NOOTERS down a man, but they had the angles lined up. They were in position to move, even if they made some questionable utility usage decisions, especially that Zofia cough. They were able to get those kills in the end. Perhaps it's just NOOTERS over swinging, not really caring too much. But I think Catlaugh is showing that despite the fact that they're at the bottom of this division right now, they do have a lot of potential in this game. Even if it is a meme match, you know, people will still play to get kills. And Catlaugh right now, they've gotten more kills, they've gotten more round wins. We're on match point on Skyscraper. NOOTERS, if they want to try to keep this round differential up to compete with the top teams in other divisions, they're going to have to start bouncing back quite hard here to try to push this to OT.
This game has got me at my limit. I don't. I've lost all understanding of what even is Rainbow Six. NOOTERS have just. I mean, Trist is kind of selling the bag here. Let's be realistic. I mean, I suppose he did get TK'd last round, but what about the 7 other rounds he died to only have 1 kill? I mean, fraud alert. Let's be fair there for Trist. He's kind of sandbagging the rest of the squad. Catlaugh are trying their mightiest, and on the attack, I mean, they look fine.
Perhaps it's just that Skyscraper is favoring them. Perhaps it's that NOOTERS are getting too aggressive. It looks like Catlaugh, despite their first abysmal attack where they were jumped out on multiple times, they've learned they're not repelling nearly as much on windowed areas. Hitman will even grab Snake to start. Down goes Yurmazi with the FMG of all things. Quite a solid kill to net there from a potential spawn peeker. Run Moss next game. Yeah, I would say so with the FMG9 as well, but I guess a headshot is all that it takes to get a kill with that gun. They're watching the window this time as they repel onto Karaoke. This is good. They didn't do this last time, and so far it looks like NOOTERS are not trying to get any more aggressive after they lost that opening pick. They've fallen most of their members back or close to sight. We see Trist here. He's got the angle with the SMG-11, and perhaps more importantly, the smoke canisters that were in his pocket until he died. Nice shot coming out in the chat. Yeah, nice shot indeed. It's a 3 versus 5, and Catlaugh are getting pretty close to at least Karaoke control.
All right, I don't know what kind of stuff Tack is on, but he is a menace from this window. Repel finally decides to come in. Storms puts him down, but it's only the first in 5 targets Storms will need. He has the Nook now as well. You can see a grenade. Oh, Storms nearly running right into the grenade. Finally, another player ascends the stairs. This is looking possible now for Storms. 1 versus 2. Bomb coming down. Terra will get off the plant as an impact grenade erupts. Offense maybe going to try to push for kills here. This is a good angle, though. Storms can cut up through the bomb site. You might be able to see the planter as well. Offense super passive. Storms tries for the shot. Terra is not shaken. She does not get off the plant. Oh, but she swings out of the hallway. Catlaugh have the first map in the bag. A 7-4. And I don't even know. They just won Skyscraper, Kinder.
Given the back and forthness of that map, I really thought Storms was going to bring that one back for NOOTERS. You saw those kills that he got, just such quick swings, completely unfazed by frag grenades, by low mag counts on his gun, just going, you know, absolutely hog wild, just a soul leaves body kind of moment where you're just completely focused in the game, and you saw that with how many kills that he was able to net there at the end. Still not enough for his team. They will get a neg 3 differential, I believe, 7-4 loss on what was a very, very bizarre skyscraper map.
The first time we've gotten Skyscraper in a match that is just entirely of its own. That one defies pretty much all descriptors. We've got Theme Park. Before we get there, we're going to go to a short break.
Taking the view when it look right. And oh, it's the good life. Whipping the sauce when I cook like. Look left, look right, yeah, yeah. Come with a hook right. Hook right, hook right, hook right. Make all the man them look twice. I'm way up, stood high. But I've been in the field like Suge Knight. And they know this took time. This what a legacy look like. This what a
Welcome back, everyone, to this extravaganza of a siege match between NOOT, NOOTERS, and Catlaugh, a game that basically means absolutely nothing, and that has turned my brain to mush after what has been one of the most insane skyscraper matches that I think either Stick or myself have ever witnessed. As you can see right here, we're looking at all the maps, and what's coming next, Stick?
Theme Park.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Theme Park. I don't know how Theme Park is going to compare to an already totally zany skyscraper we just got off on. But, you know, Catlaugh, they've stolen the NOOT NOOTERS pick. And if Trist does not get off the couch, plug his headset in, turn his baiting game sense off, and start getting some kills, we're going to be done with this series, and NOOT NOOTERS are going to lose.
And, you know, if Theme Park winds up going the way of NOOT NOOTERS, we are going to see Oregon, which I like to call the peanut butter and jelly of Siege, except without peanut butter and without jelly. It's kind of just a bread sandwich.
Bread.
But regardless, we might go there. We'll see. Theme Park. Oh, look at this beautiful graphic. Oh my goodness. It looks gorgeous and not at all like some abandoned theme park that probably has like drug dealers and meth addicts inside of it.
Yeah, don't wander in the theme park alone. You might not make it out alive. Into the operator bans. We had Alibi removed last time, and It was a target ban. Maybe we'll have it again. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what it was really targeted at, because I don't really see how Alibi would have changed the tides of that absolutely insane game. Anyways, it's weird because, you know, the rest of the band's last map were pretty normal: Thatcher, Jackal, Valk, and we're starting off pretty similarly this time. Thatcher getting eliminated early. You know, pretty solid operator for most maps, but especially for Theme Park. A lot of hard walls that are very difficult to get open if you don't have those EMP grenades, specifically thinking about Armory Throne Room, which is probably the best defensive site on this map. And Osa, who might seem like a bit of a target or unorthodox ban, but Osa is actually incredibly powerful. There's so many just tight nooks and crannies inside of Theme Park where those shields can set up some great lines of sight, net some great kills for the attackers, and also provide a great kind of defensive positioning for a post-plant situation. Valkyrie also going to be banned out because those black eyes can also hide in those nooks and crannies and easily spot out planting or moving attackers. So not at all surprised to see her get the boot. Mira as well, not as common on the site, but that initiation office definitely can use her pretty well, holding some long angles from inside a vault, watching into cache, watching from initiation to security. But this honestly is probably more analysis than this game deserves that we're about to jump into.
Darn it, I did it again. We almost got there. But you're right for all the correct reasons in terms of what we've got for the operator vetoes. Mira is an operator I'm really looking forward to seeing more of as we get further into Theme Park. However, today, not going to happen because we're probably, number one, not even going to get much stratting going on here for the map of Theme. It's going to be pretty wild, just like the last map was kind of a mixed bag of craziness.
And despite the wildness we've seen so far, we're seeing a pretty solid defense. At least this is what I would run in my own personal ranked games. You've got the Kaid there. He can grab at least 2 of those walls. He'll probably grab both of the throne walls and leave the armory ones without any anti-breach. So those will probably get opened. It's a great line of sight for the actually, as I say that, he goes ahead and electrifies those. So that means that the attackers will either have a freebie coming in from inside of either barrels or from the bumper car side. So one of those will be free for them to enter through. And it looks like we are seeing this soft wall right here inside of Armory. A great line of sight can be established here to catch players' feet as they walk in from that primary dragon door entrance. And regardless of that, though, we see Snake with... Oh, my gosh! How did he land that shot so far away? But Snake does not miss, at least so far on Theme Park. Great opening pick. The Twitch is down. And now you've just got your Maverick to try to get these walls open.
Yeah, okay, well, Terra is hoping for some assurances that the iced-out Jaeger is not continuing to monitor this angle, and yeah, that's pretty much the way things are going to go. I do appreciate the visual pick by Indy. We all know that Theme Park is such a huge map that there are so many nooks and crannies where you can have that vigil hiding. Snake is going to try for an ambush inside of the cache room. Don't really have anybody trying to push up above, though. A horizontal execute for Armory, not something you do get entirely too commonly in competitive, usually something more reserved for kind of ranked.
Yeah, without any sort of upstairs push, they can't clear out that any sort of player on top of Dragon. So you saw the Jaeger up there. I'm sure the Vigil's dancing around or could easily get there as well to just cut off those players from down below. Oh, you see him. He's already pushing down the Dragon stairwell right now. He just might be able to grab 1 or 2 inside of Bumper and a run out from Double Door as well. Not going to net any kills, but Snake will be able to grab 1 before he's traded. Down goes Terra. They don't need the Maverick to get inside of this wall. The Thermite can still get it open, but that is a pair of frag grenades and a gun that you've lost off of the board. Not a great start for Catlaugh, but as this wall gets open, it just might tip the face. Oh, man, the impact trick from Valor. That's why you don't need a Kaid on all the walls. You just need a couple of pretty solid impact grenades.
Yeah, I mean, with this objective having 3 different walls, it's really just about targeting the right one and trying to keep the defense away from it. The one way you can try to get around the impact trick is by hitting the yellow wall and getting the vert up above it. That way you just don't have a defender sitting there trying to toss up those impact grenades. Tack will go ahead and even us back here, and Hitman has rotated for that yellow realization, but still a little scared about what might be going on up above. It's Indy below rather than any kind of late roam up on this vertical pressure. And where is Hitman going? What, I guess they're clearing the realm with 60 seconds left?
They figured if they hadn't done it already in the match, it's better late than never, I guess.
I guess.
But yeah, it's just like everything that's gone on in this game so far. Questionable. Air jab will be launched into sight, gets knocked by the Wamai magnet. Oh, but the head will get knocked off of Valor. Seb with a great pickup right there. He shifted it back into Catlaugh's favor, but there are a bunch of smoke canisters left, and Storms will add on to the kill count with that FMG9. A nice shot onto Seb. 2 versus 2 right now. The swing in from Tack will grab one. The player of Storms all the way deep in armory, but the smoke grenade. He'll grab another one almost while still alive, and then grab Tack as well to boot. A great round from Storms, bringing it back from the brink of defeat.
That was a good clutch play there for the smoke to stay alive, to stay in the action, and to hold off Catlaugh, who almost made that one possible with a late little play there. And the first round of theme does go to the defense, a map where we do get so much of that. One of the most defender-sided maps that's ever seen the competitive rotation. The way that we used to kind of think about it was theme, you would really get a lot of 5-1 halves. It's really not very close, and the defense generally will push you into overtime. For Catlaugh, we know their explosive tendencies, and they come pretty close in the first round. Who's to say they might not make it over the line in the second?
Especially on a bit easier of a site like Bunk Daycare. Theme, like you said, very defender-sided on the whole. So I think the longer that it's been in the rotation, even when not at this level, it's been in ranked play for a while, and I'm sure a lot of these players, well, I shouldn't say that I'm sure, but they probably at some point have played ranked. And so they might just know how to play on these sites, which means that their attacks tend to get better. As with most maps shift from being super defender-sided as time goes on, especially with attacker repick. That's really the newest feature to Theme Park. No actual physical changes, but just the fact that these defenders, or these attackers, can now adapt to exactly where the defenders are going, change up their operator lineups, which makes a huge difference. I know my friends and I at least used to run, switch plays all the time, not going armory throne room first, instead going upstairs. Now you know exactly where the defenders are going to be, and you can adapt accordingly. Not a whole lot of adaptation, but a pretty solid team comp from the attackers to start, and a potential spawn peak to deal with. Who would have thunk it in a game like this?
Snake has been let off the leash, so to speak, in a many number of rounds, and he'll try just the very latest interpretation of that. But Catlaugh are playing very safe. They know that they got spawn peak last time, and so they are going to be steady as she goes coming out of the spawn. Snake is ready for pressure from outside catch balcony. He'll try to hold off here with the Thorn, and he has really been a hot commodity so far this game. Storm's under pressure from the control room hatch. Snake just still kind of sits waiting. Here comes the rappel in. Snake is ready for it, and he easily isolates Seb. It's a free kill for certain. And Snake now ready for another one to drop down from the hole in the rooftop. There's the Thermite. He was sure ready for it, and Hitman losing a majority of his health, but it does not dissuade the Therm from continuing to peek here. The problem is that Uzi is such a hard-hitting weapon. One shot goes the wrong way, and Hitman could be over and done with, but it'll be Storms who tries into the battle. He doesn't need a body shot because he taps the head of the Therm.
This entire Dragon control room push has been completely eviscerated by the attacker. Snake rubs salt in the wound as this last player out here. He'll grab one for his troubles, but not another. Snake with the cutoff from that Dragon Stair window, with the alibi hologram hiding inside of it for perhaps extra concealment, even though his body completely destroys the hologram itself. NOOTERS will take yet another round in a row, and while I'm loath to say that this is perhaps their comeback to take us to a third map simply because of how defender-sided Theme Park is, Catlaugh have so far not super impressed me. They need to pull another close match like their, or a close round like their first round to show me that they've really still got it in them.
Yeah, things were certainly a little bit more disappointing in the second than as close as they were in the first, with how Catlaugh kind of just got isolated. Though they managed to actually make it to the building, they still didn't really progress much beyond that. And right now, we're just getting a NOOTERS who is playing very aggressive on the defense, who is running, challenging those early fights, and Catlaugh aren't allowed to move past it. We'll see the defense... Wait. What was the last bomb site? I thought last bomb site was initiation. There's no way that the attackers didn't even make it into the extension. Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, commenting on that decision to go for a singular push. Usually when you attack onto Bunk Daycare, you have definitely a back, 2 or 3, probably 3 players to get those initiation walls open into Bunk, to have a cutoff and vending machine, maybe to get scaffolding walls open, get that long line of sight down into Bunk itself. But we had all the players of Catlaugh commit to that last time. And like you said, they didn't even make it inside the building at all. There was no arcade presence whatsoever to try to distract those defenders or to cut them off from behind. So Catlaugh getting tunnel vision so far, at least in the last round. They'll look to undo that as they attack onto the other upstairs site here. Potential spawn peek coming out. Doesn't quite go right at first, but Trist, he'll clutch it out in the end. That's his first kill in, my goodness, probably like 10 rounds.
Yeah, he was really on a bit of a dry spell there, and it's good for Trist to get one back. Hitman walks in, finds the Legion. So as much as you did have that opening kill, and it was a good player to get it, doesn't turn into 2, and it doesn't stay in the advantage state for much longer. Trist will try to drop down and take a fight to Hitman, but the Hibana has rotated off. They've got their pick. They've done their job. Now they're going to go back to work with the rest of their team in trying to approach the objective. But what they don't know is they've still got Snake on the prowl, and he might just slither up through the cafe hallway to try to take the fight to Lioness.
Yeah, he's hiding right there under that arcade cabinet. A great zoom in there from the observer. That player will be a pain in the rear to deal with, whether they go for cafe or for arcade. It looks like they might know that he's there. They're at least trying to put on some more pressure, but Snake just going to rotate all the way back into bunk. He can hide inside of that kitchenette there and just be completely safe. He will actually be taken down by Hitman, though, before he can net that safety, but Storms will take out Tack as well, keeping our man count perfectly even. As we go into the last minute and a half of the round, walls still have anti-breach up, and no, looks like maybe not anti-breach, so the Hibana can potentially make a push into that initiation room.
Finally, we've got some hard breaching going down from Hitman. He'll try to open up the back of the initiation wall, get a little bit of extra pressure here. Trist doesn't have any batteries? I don't know what's the holdup. I guess the Hibana just sort of waiting to get all of them onto the wall. The bandit maybe would think for a moment about tricking that, but he doesn't have the bandit battery in his back pocket, and it would have taken too long to try to peel one off of the control room wall. A minute to go. Catlaugh is kind of playing this one by hair. Lioness will go ahead and toss in a quick grenade. Valor is going to be such a crucial part of this. Fortunately, the hard breach didn't really open the right way as you would have wanted to. Hitman could fix that, but the time is running really low.
Yeah, a very bizarre hard breach indeed from that Hibana. I don't even think you can get through that, so they're just going to have to go for a vending machine push. Fortunately for Catlaugh, they have the man count advantage. The player all the way in cash will get lit up. Storms on precariously low HP, as was Trist before his untimely death, but Storms will trade out one more. We've seen him go very, very huge for his team before, but he's going to have to clutch up pretty fairly right now. The alibi will at least help him out. His replicator doing the most work right now, and Lioness is actually planting inside of the site that he's completely adjacent to. He's got to cut the cutoff man, though, and he won't do it in time. Hitman there with a great kill. Could just see me, Hitman. He's trying to figure out if he had the pixel peak angle going properly or not. But regardless, another the first Catlaugh round in the bag.
Yeah, that one was pretty close, but it's an important one to get started here for Catlaugh. They've got the first, they've proven what they need to do, and now it's all about just making it into a second. And we go back to Armor and Throne, which is now unlocked, and we saw how close Catlaugh got. Maybe if they just were kind of a little more focused, right? Because the first time they went here, they were doing all sorts of different things. They were trying to open the wall, they got impact trick, there was players running up and down the stairs, there was players going across the map trying to clear a realm that didn't exist. And eventually it was just like, okay, well, time has run out. Let's try to run in and the smoke killed us all. If they go a little bit more kind of according to plan and don't try to freak out and do too many different things at once, it shouldn't be too much of a stretch to think that they could do this. However, NOOTERS have got Trist, and he's playing on the Echo. So maybe you're going to use those yokais to try to stop up Catlaugh, who we already know are kind of slow.
I do like Hitman's play onto the Hibana. They brought the Thermite last time to try to get a big enough hole to jump through these walls. What Hibana can do that Thermite cannot is counter impact tricking. So the Hibana can shoot 2 pellets at a time, 2, 4, 6, and she can shoot those 2 pellets. The Wamai might hear those going off and might instinctively impact them or just not want a hole at all to get opened up. He can burn both of his impacts. Whoever's using impacts doesn't have to be Wamai. Burn all those impacts and then not have any left for when the Hibana actually opens up a big enough hole to get through. There is also no Kaid in play at all, so no anti-breach. It looks like NOOTERS, as per usual, just going for an all-out frag kind of round. They've got the spawn peek here. Oh, the headshot not quite lined up, but they've been, oh my goodness, they've been, I think, 3 or 4 for 4.
Really?
Oh
really?
My gosh. Snake, another one. You don't walk into that, Seb. They're just feeding them every single round. Spawn peek after spawn peek, they're all just going awry for Catlaugh.
well, Snake is just trying his hardest, and Lioness can't even really play many of these rounds. You've got Storms, the roaming smoke, now on to attack. Only 2 attackers even really left here. Catlaugh, this has been a game completely turned on its head. Valor's the one who gets Hitman in the end there. Terra, finally. Maverick is left. And, I don't know where this one is really gonna go here, Kinder.
He's peeking through the little, the outside head pictures. So that's fun. Maybe they can shoot him through that. I think that would make for a nice little family portrait there. Indy outside looking for that kill, actually, or perhaps just to distract. It looks like maybe all the players are going to go outside. He's not even going to look. He's going to give them the flawless round, ask him for a knife fight. They won't grant it to him. An unfortunate, untimely death for poor Indy. He'll die behind the cardboard cutout of all the family faces. And we'll go to our 5th round here on Theme Park.
Yeah, that round was probably one you should just throw away. It didn't really get started. You lost 2 to Snake initially, and Catlaugh never recovered. This has been such a wild game. Yeah, I mean, Terra has a point there. Why couldn't they have just won the first map? Now we have to get the decider. I mean, Terra, if you really have somewhere else to be, you could forfeit, and we could all go home. But that's not really a positive note. You don't want to end the match on a forfeit. NOOTERS are really just kind of carrying on here. And Theme Park is just... I mean, the way that this is going right now, I want to have hope for Catlaugh, but some of the things that they're doing, they're not working out. They're seeing one player get spawn peeked and just feeding another kill. Like, you can't be doing that.
Fear not, though, just like the Rohirrim in The Lord of the Rings, I think Gandalf and all of his soldiers might just be about to ride over the horizon. We're 1 round away, well, I guess technically 2 rounds away from the side switch. When Catlaugh go to defense, that's going to be their time to shine. We've seen them do well on past defenses, and on Theme Park, again, a very defender-sided map. That just might be their golden snitch. A lot of different book references coming out today. That just might get them the win here. Close this out so they don't have to go to a decider map on the bread sandwich of Siege.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid getting to the bread territory here, but here's the Jaeger. Snake is going to try it again. Come on, Seb. Don't go up those stairs, man.
Don't do it. It's like a horror movie.
Those stairs. Don't go up those stairs. Snake's not even looking the right way. Oh my gosh, Seb doesn't even know.
Oh, he walked right into his open arms.
Literally. What was Seb even looking at? Probably looking at the spreadsheets on his other screen, thinking, "Man, I'm not really cut out for this."
Yeah, he is a coach/analyst, not a player. We'll cut him a little bit of slack, but come on. Everything's been... When everything's getting run out on or spawn peaked, you drone every door, every window. You don't approach until there is a drone on said door or window. There we go. Finally some drone work coming in. It's not quite enough. Valor running out of bullets very quickly in the Roni, but Trista's there to assist him. Tack will go down, but the frag grenades are still in the pocket of Lioness. One gets tossed out, but the ADS eats it up just like it's breakfast. And the headshot from Valor. Don't need a lot of bullets to put one in the head. Catlaugh falling yet again, looking like a 4-1 split.
Jeez, I mean, things are just going from bad to worse, and Terra does isolate Valor to make it not a 5 versus 2. Okay! Andy walking right towards the spray fire, but Trist proving that maybe map 1 was only a little bit of a fluke. Now you've got the Jaeger on the catwalk wall. Okay! Trist will finish us out. That was a nice little shot there for the Melusi. Let's see it from her perspective. Zoop!
What? All these players have moss on, right?
Yeah, I don't know what Trist did in between map 1 and 2, but I'm on the phone with Gooby right now. We're getting the admin in here.
Obviously, just kidding. I'm sure all of these players are upstanding citizens when it comes to following the rulebook, unless it's not playing a zombie. They did slip in that one on the last map, but we'll forgive it. Here we are, round 6. Not a lot going really differently. We've seen the Jackal in the last round. He was able to get a kill, not really able to use his utility much, but I guess a kill is good, so maybe the C7E is just the kind of gun that Catlaugh need to try to swing this round back. A 4-2 split, despite the absolute decimation of Catlaugh that we've seen come out from NOOTERS so far. I mean, just look at the kill differentials right now, and they're really not even close at all. But despite the decimation, a 4-2 split, on a defender-sided map is not the end of the world for the Laughing Cats.
It's not. It wouldn't be great, but, you know, you're not really going to be able to one-up NOOTERS. I think they were a little better on the defense of Skyscraper, but I don't really want to use that first map as a test for anything because it was really just randomness. Here goes Valor, going to run immediately down to the storage window. See if he might try his luck. No, I didn't shoot the window open in time, and he doesn't really want to risk it. Meanwhile, you've got Trist and Snake, who both have prepped runouts. Trist even, a late attempt at a spawn peek. Nobody really over in that direction, though. And for Storms, India's, yeah, I don't know where the offense is. They're all off in the hills.
Yeah, it's a little known fact in Siege, but a very, very great way to avoid spawn peaks is simply to remain AFK in the spawn for the first 30 seconds of the round.
Let's wait them out.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, they're going to get bored and leave. And sure enough, Terra, I think this is the first time we've seen an opening pick go the way of Catlaugh in probably 4 rounds. So it looks like, as dumb of a strategy as I might have insinuated that to be, it's working out for them so far. They were able to shut down the Maestro. Not only is the big old Italian boy and his big old Alda dead, but his Maestro Evil Eyes, they can still be operated to view and to scan enemies, but they can no longer use that taser functionality.
Well, they've really cracked now. Started to bring in the Jackal to hunt down the roamers. There goes Trist. That was a very quick snap kill. Still have the Warden lurking in the back of bunks here. Snake makes up for one. Nearly has the second. Players running through the fire line. And Snake, there is yet one more kill onto Hitman. Okay, well, Valor tried to swing from Angel. He's shut down by Seb. Only the second kill for the Jackal in this game. And Snake now kind of forced back. They tried for that pinch pressure from the cash balcony. Storms getting way too aggressive. Snake will need to make a round out of this one. And he does. There's the triple. 2 more, and it's an ace. And Snake already working towards that, but under a pretty significant amount of pressure. Starting to step back. The Sledge spots him. Snake on a sliver of HP now. Surely this one impossible. With Seb closing in, beginning the plant. Jaeger might have the angle here. Finishes off the one. Seb gets off the plant, though. Gonna try for the kill, maybe. All you need is just one, Seb. Looking for footprints. He can't find any. He's gonna start the plan, and even Trist starting to work the mental warfare here. The Jackal gets off the plant, and he wins it! What a big kill for Seb!
I've got to say, I think I figured out exactly how these teams function. NOOTERS on defense will spawn peek and run out every single round. And usually they get the opening pick that way. Usually 2 opening picks because Catlaugh just file into them like the children following the Pied Piper. But when NOOTERS don't get the opening pick and they get picked off first, they just get insanely aggressive to try to compensate. In doing so, Catlaugh shut them all down, almost, except there's always one, and it's usually Storms, who just has an out-of-body moment where he kills and almost completely ace clutches just like the last round, and brings it back so narrowly close that it's finished off at the last second. I'm getting so much deja vu right now. I feel like this is almost every single round that we've casted with NOOTERS on defense, but at least now they're on attack. Maybe they can change something up. Maybe Catlaugh can bring this back. Honestly, who even knows?
Well, the offense sitting in spawn and wasting time won't be a problem for NOOTERS anymore. They're the attackers. They get to quickly run in and not hide back there. It'll be Catlaugh the ones who are kind of ducking for cover as they come under a barrage of NOOTERS members, mainly from Snake, who we see on a massive 13-3. Perhaps if he had some support from Indy, things wouldn't have been the 4-2 half that we arrived at. But can you really blame him for what has been such a bizarro game so far? And I don't even know. I don't know what the future of this game is. I don't know if Catlaugh are going to come back and win this in 2, or if NOOTERS are going to really get to Oregon or at all, or, I mean, what is going to happen here?
Yeah, Indy, it looks like they've got him on an entry character, an entry operator so far for this round, so maybe he can net some more kills on that role, or perhaps he should just stay on support because he's not having a great game. Sometimes that's just the way that Siege goes. Already, though, we're seeing some pressure inside of barrels. The Kite Electroclaw goes off, but is quickly felled by the frag grenade. The next one will go out as well as a C4 to boot, but nobody's in sight. They've all backed off the barrels, just enough to survive that C4 and for Valor to sniff out the footprints of the player up above. That's Seb up towards Angel. He might grab one, he might grab grab two. Not quite. He overfires, but he's lit one up. Can't grab the head. Indy will find that kill. He's trying to shut us up right now, going 2-4 instead of 1-4. Not much better, but it's at least a start. And it's a start for NOOTERS in the positive direction, though it will be traded back out. They lose their hard breach, so perhaps that was really not a trade worth making after all.
Yeah, losing out on your therm is going to make this one so tough. You're going to have to come in completely dry, and it's going to be a really kind of a massacre. How NOOTERS plan to do that is going to come out of Indy, tries to bait a nade through the drone hole. It doesn't work. Hitman steps on Valor. You've lost your Jackal. Still Defender. Step down from the stairs. This is a great pinch play here. They won't even need it. However, Storms collects onto one, and the Jaeger is down. An easy confirmation there, and so NOOTERS, in a way, do kind of come out on top. They've now cleared out that roam and are just focused on defenders presenting themselves from within the objective. Back to full health now. Adrenal Surge comes forward. Still need to recover the bomb. It's really probably not the two players he would want left in this situation. But, hey, Lioness was delivering heroics on Skyscraper. It could happen again.
Yeah, she's a beast with that Roni from what we've seen when playing a Rooney. Perhaps it's the attacking half that is just not favorable for Lioness, and maybe now on the defense. That Aruni will be able to do a lot more damage. We do get the yellow pings out. They know that the Aruni is back over there. They just, because they don't have the therm, they can't really get a line of sight from any sort of opened wall. So the defenders, despite the fact that they've thrown the lead that they have, all they have to do are watch these two doors right here. That's the only way that these attackers are going to get into sight. And we still have this Aruni gate up on one door as well. The Iana's not nearby. The Finkel will have to burn a nade, but she does have one still in her pocket. If she's able to swing this right, she might be able to chuck it out. Looks like she baited it. Oh, you can see her gunner. LMG's just so darn long, but it looks like Indy going to take the opportunity to try to swing in and find Terra, taking quite a bit of damage himself. Oh, the Finkel will be felled. A great pickup from Lioness. The clutch master all on Indy. The Gone 6 goes out to take out, I think that was a bulletproof or an ADS. I honestly doesn't even matter because Indy's going to walk into sight and get absolutely mowed down in this crossfire.
There we go. Catlaugh, as soon as they get onto the second half, they look much better, and they hold out in the 2 versus 1. And big for Lioness to score that kill in split as well, on the Roni, doing the work, and making this game close. Don't say it's not possible. Catlaugh could come back here. And, I mean, will they? Maybe. Is that a wholly different story? I don't know. But NOOTERS ineffective on the entry and losing their thermite. Maybe they're going to need to bring 2 hard breachers if they're losing that main component. You really can't win Armory if you don't have hard breach. Like, the chances of that being possible are so incredibly slim. And I would say the only way you win Armory without having hard breach is you open vertical on the kind of back training area. If you don't do that, you're going to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing that thermite was detrimental, to say the least. And they bring the Hibana this time instead. I have to say, I don't know if this is just unknown, if maybe I am some sort of like wizard or prophet when it comes to attacking on Theme Park, but when you're attacking onto Initiation Office, if you push from the bunk side, there is a really interesting thermite trick. You can place the thermite exothermic on the wall inside in break room, and it'll open, even if there's anti-breach on the wall, it'll open the initiation wall. So, very surprised. I don't know if these teams don't know about it or if they just don't care. That latter option would not surprise me in the least if that were the case. But regardless, they're bringing the Hibana instead, so they will have to clear this anti-breach, which is substantially more difficult on Initiation Office. You can't really hit through the floor, I don't think, instead of Initiation. Perhaps you can, but it's not frequently done if that is the case. So they're going to have to find another way to get into sight. Though unlike Armory, you don't need to take down those walls to get in, but it sure as hell helps.
Yeah, and on that break thing, that was such a classic trick back in the day. It became so problematic you would bring somebody with a shotgun, you would just go in there and shoot the whole wall open. So you couldn't do that. I mean, that was a classic. Takes me back. Valor on the entry, coming in for control of Cafe. Little pinch move from Indy, like this. Creeps up the stairs. Oh, Seb, you got to win that one. Oh, and a second for Indy as well. A little electrifying step to the top of the stairs, and a third target will go ahead and present itself. But Indy having a rock-solid round number 8. And Catlaugh find themselves immediately in the 2-man deficit.
Not a great start. We were just talking them up so much, and then you're looking over the balcony, over the stairwell, and you still don't get the kill. They will try to bring it back. Hitman, who's been absolutely lethal in grabbing opening bloods for his team. He'll grab another one to start. Might grab one here. Oh, the long angle. Barely sees his head. Scrapes by in time with the frag grenade, and storms his AR to follow. We'll quickly make this a 3-versus-1. It's all on Terra. She's got it all to do with an SMG-11 and yellow pings going out on her as she flees all the way over to Dragon Hallway to try to get off this major flank. We'll grab one. A great shot, great read from Terra, but Indy and Storms were inside of the site. They can go for the plant, and in fact, Storms will, as if he's reading my mind. Indy with the cross angle in case they push down towards break. They go for the swing. They see the head. Terra will have to back off right now. She's in a quite well in between a rock and a hard place, especially with the sledge falling all the way back off. Indy as well. They're just going to play this one really passively, it looks like, and just hold these long angles.
Bomb down. It's an unlikely scenario for Terra, who has to come back through the bathroom. Time already running low. Indy playing passive. A big round for the Iana. Terra will probably have to just sit in safe cover and attempt the ninja defuse. However, backed up and exposed to Storms. NOOTERS will again solidify their lead now 5-3. Things looked maybe promising with that initial defense win on Armory, but at least when NOOTERS have the right utility, the actual entry, tools to get in there, and they've also got Indy, who just kind of made a round out of that, they look pretty fine to me.
Yeah, talking about how Lioness has been better on the defense when she gets Rooney back in her hands with that Roni, it seems like Indy's the same case, but in the opposite direction. Just needs that ARX from the Iana to start netting some extra kills. Great opening picks from Indy with a nice little pincer move coming out from the attackers, showing that even though this has been something of a meme match so far today, there's still some strategy left in it, and there's still certainly a lot of gunplay. These kill boards right now, 14-5 for Snake. Next closest is Storms with 9. Looking over the opposite side, 10-7 for Hitman. And Terra close with 7-7, not really a whole lot otherwise, but it's been very explosive in terms of kills, especially for NOOTERS so far in this game. And now they're one round away from match point, 2 rounds away from taking us to Oregon, which, because it is so much more of a standard map, we've seen a lot of really bizarre strategies come out in Skyscraper, just a lot of aggression, a lot of rushing on both Skyscraper and Theme. So, I guess we'll analyze Oregon when we get there, but let's just say if we go to a third map, I think it might be played a bit differently than these past 2.
Yeah, I feel like it is kind of hard to play Oregon in a very, kind of ranked style. The way that you play it generally will kind of railroad you into using a lot of strategy. I was going to say, it's unfortunate the Catlaugh are already eliminated because they don't really have much of a reason to fight through this game other than the bragging rights at the end. NOOTERS don't have much of a reason to fight as well. All they are really trying to battle for here would be, seeding. Here goes Seb, gets the opener against Valor, takes your Zoe out of the equation, but Indy, who has had a much more profitable second half, gets the trade, and looks for another against Terra, baiting behind the tanks here in the laboratory. I don't know what else to call them. Now as the sledge opens up the wall as well, Terra closing the distance, but put under a massive amount of pressure. Oh, look at the assist there from Tack as well. A grenade, red indicator there, nearly taking the life of Terra. She's able to get back to safe cover, and Snake is like, hold up, I'm going to start and just go ahead and insert myself right into the bomb site, but what he might not know, Hitman close right of the door.
Yeah, we saw when Catlaugh tried to attack onto this site, they had just an entire west push that failed. And this time we see NOOTERS committing to an east push, losing a lot of ground, but they still have Snake over here on the west. But as I say that, Hitman makes a great maneuver to catch him just in time. He's been absolutely lethal today. He'll add to his already double-digit kill count. And potentially add another one right here. Oh, Tack will be taken down by Triss, though. He might be the last man left, but don't count him out just yet. He'll take down the Lioness as well. The flank from behind. Terra can't quite get to the C4, but the swing not in time, though. Hitman grabs the cutoff just as the C4 was about to find its target. Again, Hitman with some great reads so far this game. He knows exactly when to put the pressure on. And because of that Catlaugh, they're still in this. It's a 5-4 right now.
Well, Trist almost sort of channeling his old days back on the Ash, but unfortunately not able to collect that kill on the stairs meant his demise ultimately when the pressure came from within the back of the office objective. Catlaugh are keeping us close. They're keeping this one possible, but as soon as NOOTERS get on the match point, the realization will be there that Oregon probably is more likely to happen than anything we might end up with at the end of our match. And we're back to Armory, which has been Catlaugh's kind of their rock, their most solid objective. NOOTERS don't even have a hard breacher in their lineup yet, but they're going to have to choose one. Because, as I said, winning on this objective without any kind of breaching tools is like, I don't even know. It's like trying to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. Is that how that one goes?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Biblical almost, and you know, hot take right here. NOOTERS aren't going to bring a hard breacher. They want to prove that they can take Armory Throne without one. So far, I'm still right. Please don't choose a hard breacher. I really want to be right about this. Ah, the ace comes out. Darn it. So forget everything I just said. Valor going to make... Oh no. Okay, they gotta frame it. Never mind. Okay, I got really excited there for a second. They will have to get around these the Kite Electro Claws and the Bandit Batteries. Catlaugh not messing around at all right now. They want to make sure these walls stay up. They know that if they can't get that really lucky opening pick onto Triss the Thermite yet again, they're going to have to try to keep these walls up as long as possible with electricity, and so they'll do just that. And in fact, they're going to add a spawn peak to boot. Indy and 4 other players running into fire, but Tack, he's not long for this world. A pistol kill from Triss, actually, and the Thinker there to help boost Indy's HP back up. Not the trade, not the start that you want to see if you're Catlaugh.
Here goes Valor, starting to sneak in from lockers, the right operator for the job. Catlaugh only got 3 on the bomb site right now, which leaves a very ambiguous 4th player over by the bunk side. Knows what they might do. Round continues to crack on. I'm wondering what the Nook is going to be able to accomplish, given she's still sneaking around inside lockers. I think, is she holding the flank? We got the Nook on flank watch?
Yeah, use that silent step so they don't know that you're coming. That C4, though, actually, I think it was taken out midair or no, it can't be electrified anymore. Regardless, nobody goes down to the C4, nobody goes down to the nades, but the wall getting opened and nobody there to impact trick it. They might have had a lot of electricity, but those impact nades would probably have been a bit more helpful in the end. With the help of shooting above and those frag grenades, the wall is now open and they have to watch into bumper. In fact, Indy just going to walk on in, it looks like, and grab one completely for free. The players of Catlaugh a little bit too passive. Terra quick to fall as well. The long angle from Lioness. Oh, but she doesn't quite have it lined up. She wasn't expecting to run in. She does have the C4 though. She's going to prep it, pull the tape, chuck it out, but gets shot just in time. The sneak around from Valor finally goes off the flank. Watch the missed shots from Seb though. Oh my gosh, it's like he's shooting from an analyst desk right now. Storm's going to have to try to stun him out. He will indeed. He's completely locked out of sight with no hope in the world except killing Storms. But then Snake is there for the finish. A great round for NOOTERS to push them on to match point.
That was actually a pretty nuanced round there from how NOOTERS structured their offense. They had the flank watch both below and above. They were holding for Dragon rotate. They were holding for the potential for Seb to flank back. And eventually the Nook realized there was not going to be a first floor flank. So they themselves were the flanker. Walked in, killed the bandit, which pretty much won the round and guaranteed that one in concrete. And NOOTERS won more. And we go to Oregon. And I wish there was some kind of storyline I could insert here that, you know, oh, we go to Oregon and we see, do NOOTERS or Catlaugh, you know, move on to the finals? No, we go on and we see who wins. Like, there's no deeper context.
I'd like to preface what I'm about to say by saying that every game I cast is a gift to get to cast. But some gifts are better than others. You know, sometimes you open up a gift and it's an iPhone, and sometimes it's a pair of socks. And as useful as a pair of socks might be, they're a pair of socks. And that's kind of how I feel about this. Like you said, there's no storyline. The teams are they're playing some wild siege. It's a lot of fun to watch. But my goodness, a third map, what are we even going to see on Oregon? You know, again, we'll save all that speculation for when Oregon comes around. Catlaugh right now, though, you know, it's not even just us that are kind of talking about how crazy this game has been, especially if it goes to a third map. Catlaugh lamenting earlier that they wish that NOOTERS had just won the previous map altogether. So maybe the desire to just end this and not go to a third map, not even the desire to win, just the desire to stop playing, will push Catlaugh over the edge. Sad right now. Oh my goodness, not going to land those shots. I have to correct myself. I called him an analyst or a coach. He's actually a manager. So from the manager's desk, he will miss those shots.
Yeah, that's sort of as if, you know, the manager in the boxing corner tried to step into the ring and try to play around, and it somehow has not really materialized. And it's so ironic that it's Seb taking that spawn peak, the very same one used by Snake against Snake, and it doesn't work out. I mean, it really just shows you that you have to be the right kind of player in order to win not only such a long angle, but also to just get the advantage off the back of that spawn peak. A nade up towards top of Dragon. It does no damage to the defense, and only damage to Trist on the hard breach. Not really the intended result there, but Valor, who's been more of a nuanced player so far, will step in against Tak. It's one of your Nitro players, but here's another C4 coming in from the Cade. Seb doesn't need the C4, though, as he's got the straight-up shot, and now a second. Cade might have not had a great start to this round, but from the top of Dragon, things have started to improve as NOOTERS begin to feel the slowdown. Seb makes a third kill.
Wow, I think he took those comments I made about his desk very, very personally. Indy, though, will refrag a long shot onto Lioness back inside of the pizza fireplace. What a great shot there from Indy, who's been lethal on this attacking half, and also has the Iona's Geminis to run through these Aruni gates. Don't even need to waste any utility, which is pretty good, because the attackers are almost completely out of it. Might as well save the Gone 6 for that bulletproof camera that I'm assuming was sitting across the way. 2 versus 2. The wall could not be opened. A great job from the defenders of Impact tricking, burning, I believe, all of those Thermite exothermic charges. Yes, indeed. You've got the Alda, and you've got at least an SMG-11. Not the worst guns in the world to have in a situation like this, to just hold down these angles, just like the first time they played Armory Throne. They only have to watch the doors, and that's one less player to worry about. Terra, she's on a tear right now. Grabs it, shoots the Aruni up. Not in time. She'll get taken down, but Hitman is there with the finisher. Catlaugh aren't out of this yet. We're going to at least one more round.
That certainly was kind of a ballsy move there to just walk on through, and surprise, Terra behind the bomb chassis. We could have overtime potentially here for Theme. We didn't get it on Sky. We ended for Catlaugh 7-4. Things will be a different scoreline here on Theme Park, though, and the opportunity for Catlaugh to win in 2-0 fashion. It would really be kind of a strange result. It would look real weird on the scorecard for NOOTERS to, yes, be in playoffs, but to have lost to what has been the objectively worst performing team pretty much in this group. I mean, you could say Tide Pods kind of came in and did, you know, what they did. But so far, things have really been just a weird group. We've had 2 teams who have been kind of a shoe-in for playoffs. We've also had 2 rosters who have been kind of maybe pushed aside. And it just would look strange, right, for NOOTERS to be the top seed from this group, but to lose to Catlaugh, who most people have written off by this point.
Yeah, it might not look the best on their scorecard, but certainly not their biggest concern right now. Again, I think part of this game is, you know, they have to play it. They don't just want to forfeit, you know, but they also want to save some strats. You know, the playoffs are where it really, really counts. They know this team is maybe not the best, even though I think they've had a solid showing today. NOOTERS have been playing, as I said earlier, fast and loose with the law, and they're continuing to do so even on Theme Park. So, you know, save some strats, have some fun. Give Catlaugh a good game. That's kind of what they're here for right now. And, you know, they've given Catlaugh a really close one here on Theme Park. 6-5, 1-point differential right now. Catlaugh can bring this back to match point, but it looks like they're spawn peeking the wrong way. We're getting a cafe arcade push coming this way. They're going to have to hope they've got the scaffolding line of sight open. You're going to have to hope they have some more people angling up for some crossfires to cut off all of these different attackers as they push inside the building. Oh, they're going to peek him there. Indy doing great work on this Iona Gemini, whether it's busting down Aruni Surya gates or just spotting out players, and that will force Hitman back off onto a bit of a roam.
All right, well, there's your entry. Terra getting active. Valor on the shutdown, and Snake to go ahead and eliminate out that roaming pressure. Oh, the Mozzie tries to run right through the site. Excuse me, that wasn't the Mozzie, that was the Wamai. It looks strange and similar, but he does not make it across to save cover. NOOTERS primed and ready. Oh, look at the swing there from Seb. It's shut down brutally by Indy. 1 versus 4 for Lioness, who has been sort of a solid rock in the late game. But this situation looking to be the most untenable yet. With no utility to stop the plant, with full control of the objective, and now Snake with a grenade should be sure on the money. Lioness can't make the gunfight happen. NOOTERS will give us over to Oregon. We'll go to 3 maps in what has been such a wacky series.
Can't say that I'm surprised. You know, it's been a wacky series, but it's been close every single time. 7-4 victory for Catlaugh on Skyscraper, and a 7-5 victory subsequently on Theme Park for the opposite side of NOOTERS. So yes, we're going to Oregon. When it comes to jokes, there's a rule of 3, so I'll say it one more time. Oregon is the bread sandwich of maps when it comes to maps in this game. And looks like I haven't filled up quite as much on my carbs today because that's, in fact, where we are headed.
Yeah, I can't tell you how Oregon is going to play out, but it's going to be a map that decides this game for whatever value you get out of winning this match, which really is kind of indeterminate. We'll figure out who does get the very few bragging rights that are here when we come back from the intermission. Okay, we're just going to go straight through to the third map. I guess that's it. We want to get it over with, Kinder.
I can't say that I blame them for doing this either. I'm also ready to jump right into this match. Very excited actually to see how they play Oregon. There are some spawn peak angles you can run on a map like this, but not quite as many jump outs except kind of along the front of the building. I guess from Big Tower as well. You don't think of Oregon as a huge spawn peak or jump out map. It's certainly not a consulate, but I don't think that'll stop NOOTERS from trying all the same. And in fact, I don't have it written down. Are they defense or attack to start?
I have no idea, and I don't know if it'll really matter.
Excellent. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just going to be an absolute crap slugfest going on. Honestly, though, I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Let's jump on into this abandoned house in the middle of a state in the United States, the state of Oregon, and
where I'm
let's
from.
just get this underway. Oh, fantastic! Well, welcome home.
I guess, yeah. I mean, we always joke about that. Oh, Reese, your house looks like crap. Why don't you go clean it up or something like that? But anyway, the final map of day number 1 of week number 3. We mentioned earlier, a lot of the results of the group stage are already been decided. So just a quick recap for those of you who maybe weren't here when we went over that a little while earlier. We have in the group number C column, Shift North have already shipped off to playoffs. They're waiting on a result. It could be kind of a 3-way tie situation. Acme, Agony, and Shinigami are all sort of lingering around the same position, and they might move up, they might not. It's kind of going to be played by ear in group number C. In group B, NOOTERS and Aerial Rise are locked in for playoffs, and as we mentioned earlier, NOOTERS are fighting to try to win as many rounds as possible to get their differential up. That way, they can go ahead and get one of the semifinal bye positions and not have to play in the quarters. Group number A is the group that is going to be kind of the most closely contested because Achieve and Mystic are within range of eliminating one another, and they play in the final week as well. So that's going to be a really exciting match. If there were any that I would stick out and say, please watch this match because it's going to be exciting, it would be that one, which is played out on Friday. So watch that Achieve versus Mystic game because it's going to be a good one.
That was a completely unbiased spot there for the Achieve game from
Yes.
Stick, who has no relation to Achieve Esports whatsoever. But anyways, jumping into this Oregon, I have to say, I think I figured out NOOTER's strategy. Take this team to some really weird maps. Like I said earlier, safe strats, whatever. Let it be close. Let them win one. Who really cares? Then go to Oregon, a map that a team like NOOTERS with veteran players like Storms and Quartz, they've got to have a map like this down pat. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like a 7-0 come out right here for NOOTERS to just really shoot that round differential up. And even though they lost a map, they've played all 3. So in effect, they might, unless they'd won both maps in a 7-0, in effect, they might actually be getting more round wins by having gone to so many maps. So perhaps this is actually a really, really big brain strategy, and only time will tell if I am completely off the mark or not.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the way that points work. I am not a numbers guy. I don't claim to be a numbers guy. I just kind of repeat what the big heads tell me, and then I act like I came up with it myself, and that's the way that it goes. But Ella Spawn Peak, a kind of a strange angle. Don't really see this one pursued very often. I love the Flores pick as well, combined with Osa. Both of those operators are so powerful. And here comes Snake for an early confrontation. The Ash will check the corner. But Snake absolutely gives it up there. And Tack has your entry.
A great opening pick. And right as I say that, Hitman, who's been so good with getting opening kills, he'll be felled. It looks like outside of barrels. Trist with a nice little pickup there, and he's still got not only his life, but the smoke canisters to boot. They do have this Osa, the shotgun at a distance, so does a surprising amount of damage. They're just going to follow, and they're going to get the finish. I really wanted to see that Osa play. Gosh darn it, Trist. But it looks like we'll at least get another trade out from Terra, but Valor takes down Tack as well. Got the first pick, but can't find a second. 3 versus 2, and we're not even a minute into the round.
There's Indy racing forward for one more, and Storms will close it down in round number 1. NOOTERS are looking to go quick with the Fury and get us off of Oregon before we have to fight for too long. And Catlaugh with a very disappointing first round. They managed to defeat that entry play. Tack got it started, but Tack was the only one to really do much of anything for Catlaugh. And that is really not something that spells good fortunes for the rest of Oregon.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of a confused push. They got small tower control, were partially shut down by a roam, and then just tried to flood all of their players into construction, where there were not just 2, I think 3 NOOTERS members, all prepped and ready to shut down each and every single member. Not only that, but you see that insane aggression, the Osa trying to use that shield to bait the player, but accidentally baits him a little bit too much. He runs outside and murks her. So some unfortunate plays there from Catlaugh on their first attack, and some really, really just, unadulterated aggression from NOOTERS. And so far, it's working for them. So especially seeing an Oryx on the board right now, you know they're going to keep this up. But so we are seeing this rotate from Snake right now into Attic. Pretty standard stuff. The Melusi Banshee there to also help stop those walls. Those walls are inevitably going to be breached, in fact, because there is no anti-breach on the board. Even if there were, you've got the Zofia Lifelines, the Ash breaching rounds, a Maverick now. Not sure why he's coming. I guess these are actually only hard breach, and a Twitch to boot. So all of those can easily deal with the anti-breach on the walls. The attacker or the defender's just decided, why even bother bring it at all? We'll just run a couple spawn peaks instead, play super aggressive as we've been doing all day. But it looks like this front side, this street spawn peak, not going to net them any kills because the attackers were well and ready for that to come out. So they're going to spawn junk and construction. It looks like Hitman on this rappel right now. Ooh, he's going to grab one in the head. A great kill on the Storms, and Catlaugh starting back with a vengeance.
Well, there we have it. Catlaugh getting going, but just as the engine begins to roar to life, it does sputter out for the Maverick. Your hard breacher on the dorm site. Oh, no. It really shows you why you should bring a second, and also why your hard breacher should not be trying to roam clear on the middle floor with no support from their teammates. That's kind of a troubling call. Terra will be going over that in the VOD review, of course, I'm sure. The rest of the squad, don't ask me what they're doing now. You've got players on every corner of the map. You've got Hitman, who looks to be up on the rooftop. The bomb is down in the main lobby, and you're going to need to recover that. Not only did you waste your life, all your utility, you also drug the bomb into no man's land.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Definitely a questionable play. Not even to bring a real legitimate hard breacher, but to run a Maverick, and then let him die, and then let your Zof die as well. Seb, he was hitting some banging shots in the last game towards the end, but apparently that Seb has died off. The old Seb has returned, at least for the time being. He will be quick to fall as well. This early lead for Catlaugh quickly, just falling out of their hands and into the deepest depths of hell. There's still a four-man up for NOOTERS right now, and one of them's a smoke with 2 canisters. One of them's an Oryx with some great rotate ability, but oh my gosh, they traded perfectly.
Wow.
I'm not at all surprised that Tat got that kill, but the Mozzie to respond, he must have tapped a single bullet. It just perfectly lined up at the exact right time. How did I hit you? I am also just as confused.
Well, there goes Seb. Who knows when he's coming back. Bomb down in the main lobby. It's probably not going to be recovered. Lioness is droning. 45 to go. Trist still camping the diffuser. So it's been left. They've got a Z-ping. Should be a free kill here. Oh, no. There we go. The player downed. Can they get the confirmation? They surely will. They've got the drone below here as well.
You see his head.
Lioness, come on. Get the kill. Oh, no. In the meanwhile, Hitman's died. Why was that was a brave thing there for the attempted revive. Lioness in the 1v2, and Tristan terribly low HP. It seems the Ashe was ready for some kind of aggressive move forward. Bomb is still down. The win condition here, realistically, to finish off these final two. Lioness back turn to the bottom of the freezer. Oh, there's the first. Oh, Trist is revealed as well. Time running out the Rima dash. Trist, get out of there. The pistol. No! Oh, but Lioness can't make it happen. NOOTERS, what a finish there.
What a joy of a round to witness. The biff shots from the Oryx almost giving it away last second. But if that had been any other operator, Ashe being so quick most certainly would have caught him. So very fortunate that NOOTERS right there were running the Oryx, like you said, so that they could Rima dash and get the heck out of dodge right there. Narrowly got behind the lockers in time. Oh my goodness. What a crazy finish to a round. As we see in the chat though, Seb's power did go out, so you're stuck with our lovely faces for at least a couple of minutes while we wait for Seb to hopefully be able to rejoin.
Yeah, and given that Seb's power has gone out, I've had a couple casts where players' powers go out, and it generally is either they get it back on immediately, or it stays off, and the game gets played out in a 4v5 or canceled, or whatever the admin call would be. So, in order to let that happen, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break. We'll hopefully have Seb back, or at least something, a concrete answer. I don't know if we could get a substitute or something like that. We're going to figure that out during the break. Please don't go anywhere. I know you want to see the rest of Oregon here. All right, well, I was correct. He immediately got back into the lobby. We won't have to wait for any kind of an admin call. We will get to play out in a full 5 versus 5. And if you just are joining us now, you can look in the top right. We got this cool little overlay which shows you how the series has happened. And if you're confused, if, you know, you're wondering, oh, you know, CCL, usually we've got like 6 hours of broadcast per day. The first match was a forfeit, so we didn't have that on stream. And the forfeit results were, scrolling down in the Twitter feed, where is it? Tide Pods. They forfeited. Their chances of playoffs were really non-existent, so they gave the forfeit over to Aerial Arise. But you probably should go back in the VOD to watch the first exciting 2 maps, because, Kinder, we had our first skyscraper. We also had one of the few theme parks we've had so far.
Yeah, they were exhilarating matches, not for reasons that matches are usually exhilarating, simply because both teams have just been absolutely balls to the wall in their attacks and their defenses and their jump outs and their long angles, their spawn peaks, their, you know, every trick in the playbook, the extreme siege ranked playbook. Oh, look at that. Oh, see, a little peek. Oh, but it's not going to go his way. Hitman grabs one. Snake will trade that back on attack, though. And those players are not going to peek him again. They said, that's Warden. He's got a sexy mustache, and I don't want to die to him.
Can't be doing that. Indy's gone. You don't have that Jackal to clamp down on the roam, which we've understood to be a bit of a problem so far. Hitman taking a major beatdown from that White Stairs player. He'll recoil back into the dining room. There goes Trist. That was a really brave call. Let's call it brave. There's another word I probably used to describe that. He loses out on that fight. Okay, Snake has one, but good trades in effect there, and Valor will put down Seb, last player in the dining room. It's a dance around the dining table, and Valor should have it here, but running out of ammo. Finally, we'll finish it off against the low-health Hitman. The Iana doesn't get to outlast. Things were dramatic here on the far side of the map.
Just enough bullets in that UMP stick magazine to finish off that kill onto Hitman. He was low health anyway, so it did not take a lot, but my goodness, that was a little back and forth dance right there in D. A great pincer on that White Stair hallway right there. We had the player inside of control who was able to help pincer with the player at the base of White Stairs onto those two coming down from bathroom hallway. What an exciting and ballsy play from both teams, and it just happened to go the way of NOOTERS. So even though Catlaugh, they've shown some signs of life, I think in the second round, if I remember correctly, you know, they just lost to what is generally the tertiary Oregon site, and they lost pretty handedly there. Now they're going back to basement. So, you know, it's easy. It's perhaps easier to attack in the sense that you know what you're doing a bit more. You play basement on Oregon every single time you go to Oregon, usually multiple times on end. So surely Catlaugh know what they're doing here. The question is, do NOOTERS have a better idea of what they're doing? And if they do, will they be able to execute? In order to execute a little bit better, we're going to see these Gershmont mines going out, perhaps a little bit incorrectly. Valor going to go ahead and reposition that. A sneaky little hold right there. You can see that radius. It covers the entire hallway. Anybody trying to push down that freezer hall will be concussed and possibly subsequently killed, especially with this hatch reinforced. No upstairs holds you can get some angles down onto the players deep in freezer, so those defenders can hold freezer without much of a care in the world at all. And they can also go for pretty extensive roams like this. We're seeing small tower roam come out here, and this could be potentially deadly, especially alongside Indy's spawn peak.
Well, speaking of atypical operators, you cover Ella. I'll talk about the Glaz that we have here from TAC, who is going to try to introduce a more long-ranged capability. Who knows how that'll work? You've got Indy just poking his head right through the window. You additionally have Valor trying to play from Small Tower, who I believe is preparing for a run-out. Lioness may be ready for that. Oh, now you've got a Jackal ping. Certainly are aware of one. Two players roaming around the Small Tower. And there goes Snake. Oh, but Lioness is baited in to try to confirm the kill. A nice little play there by Valor, saving his teammate. Oh, they're worried about somebody jumping in from Showers Hall. Trist is one in the meanwhile. Seb checking all the angles, but Valor guns him down. Only two players left. Oh, but a little play by Hitman to mark it back into the equal state.
Very sad that we did not get to see that Glaz do anything so far this round. I was very much looking forward to that, but we got a very intense fight inside of that small tower. Making another one here. Storms, he's got the SES shotgun. They got a frag cooked, it looks like, but the shot on the Hitman, he'll dodge the frag just in time. A greatly timed swing there from Storms, and it looks like he'll get away. Oh, not quite. He's going to have to fall back for another grenade. They're being pushed down. Freezer, in fact, Terra, going to take some damage from his own grenade, and the shotgun finds him. He's looking at the default camera. You got to kill the players first, not the cameras. Hitman, all that's left. He's got a frag grenade in pocket, and he's got the kill onto Storms, who misses that first shotgun blast. It's all on Trist now for the defense if NOOTERS want to keep this 4-0 streak up. Hitman gonna land the shot against all odds right there. A great swing, maybe a little bit of Peeker's advantage. Yep, gonna grab it just in time. Some great reaction times there from Hitman, and he'll get Catlaugh's first round on the board.
Good game sense there. Must have predicted the prone or heard the audio signal come through. And a 4K from Hitman. Pretty serious round. Shutting down that, well, I don't know what to call it, that mutation going on in the small tower with all the players being revived and shot up and trying to chase in to confirm the down player, and pretty much chaos over on that side of the map. Catlaugh put one in the attacking playbook. The glass pick didn't do anything. We were disappointed not to see that come to fruition, but the round win eventually closed on in by Hitman. Now we just need somebody else to help Hitman. Maybe like YMS or TAC or Seb or any one of the teammates over there, because it cannot be the one-man Hitman show.
Yeah, Hitman and Lioness have both kind of been the staples for their teams, especially Hitman though, and you can see just how they are struggling. They do have their manager playing, so not necessarily ideal. Seb, trying to find his trigger finger, but it's a difficult thing to convert to this level of siege when you're usually doing more managing, managerial work. So props to him though for coming into this game and for giving his best. He certainly had some great kills on the last map, indeed. Now, unfortunately, we won't see this Glaz get picked. I think Glaz is usually a basement operator. Those smokes can actually, despite the fact that you never see Glaz, smokes can be a really good way to push through bunker, or can also push through, I think, freezer pretty well. Cut off the lines of sight from the defenders, and also establish some for the attackers with that thermo sight you can see through the smoke. And, of course, shut down any defenders that might mistakenly try to peek you. So because they're on the upstairs floor, it looks like they're not going to try to pull this Glaz out, but instead going to run a Flores, who can do a lot of utility stoppage. There's no Mute or Mozzie on the board right now, and the attackers know that. So they're going to take full advantage of it. They've got these basically 4 little drone frag grenades that can just go jumping and flying all over the place. But speaking of jumping and flying all over the place, that would be Hitman's body, who's been the top fragger so far. Can't frag out anymore in this round.
Oh, Flores comes in, gets the deployable. Snake won't have as much cover to try to play in this back of Kid's position. Storms holding out a nade from Seb, captured by the ADS. Needed to burn first in order to get the success out of that. Ooh, Storms nearly had one there. Another frag. Set deep. Oh,
What?
somehow didn't kill Storms. It looked like it should have been a sure thing there against the Jaeger. Who knows what went wrong? Seb kind of getting robbed in that exchange. Catlaugh sorely needed that pickup in Valor. Such a lethal quantity in this round. Let's hope these two Attic players can do something that the Hibana and the Iana couldn't. And Terra will get some action there as your Malusi's finally shut down.
A great pickup from Terra, but, a lot to do right now. They do have Attic control, and the players have not reinforced off this wall from inside of Pit. So there is potential to be able to flood into either site for the attackers right now. Tack trying to flash out this Frost over here. Not going to grab him in time, though. He's cut off from behind. A great call from NOOTERS to get some coverage for their teammates. Indy right now trying to pressure these Attic players. They're going to have to flood out as some smoke canisters come in. Trying to get this long angle right now from on top of the outside of Attic. Looking into Kids. It looks like Terra rotated down below. Oh, a nice swing of a headshot. A horizontal little shot there. And that'll find the head of Triss. But still a lot of kills left to find. That's going to be even more difficult. Snake with a beautiful spring up from the pit to take down one. The feet dancing around Terra's bullets from below. The player on white coming down for the swing. Ooh, it looks like, trapped inside of security right now. Oh, goes prone. Gonna try to net these kills right here. Hip firing, but not enough. Snake grabs her with the edge of his shotgun blast. The shrapnel doing just enough damage to finish off that round. And despite dropping a single round, NOOTERS back up, 5-1? 4-1.
Yeah, they have been on a bit of a roll, hoping to close down on Oregon and make up for a couple lost rounds that they had given up on earlier against Skyscraper. Glaz comes back for Catlaugh. I gotta say, Terra did step up kind of in that round. Got
Absolutely.
2 picks. It's just, sadly, Hitman didn't get any action. So, when Hitman dies, Terra's getting some kills. But, given we're playing this as if it's almost sort of a death match and utility is kind of an afterthought, somebody else needs to get their rifle up or get their shotgun or their SMG or their nades or whatever and try to get some picks, because the rest of the squad sure ain't. And Catlaugh are eventually just kind of getting boiled down. You've got, Diffuser and Addict. You got players here on main, players here on white, players there and everywhere, basically. And at the end of the day, Catlaugh not really able to close out many rounds offensively.
Yeah, I think the lack of utility being used, or being used properly, I should say at least, I think that's been a huge factor in all of the games today. Not only utility, but also I have not once said the word intel. I don't even know if I've said the word drone that much, because there's almost none of it going on. These players are going almost purely off of game sense, off of sound cues, just kind of trying to feel their way through the map instead of, being methodical. Because who has time to be methodical when you can just bum rush onto the site or just collapse onto these roamers? So I think that's definitely been a factor, and that's typical for games that are very, very aggressive like this one. But speaking of utility, you got the Twitch and the Flores. The Flores was able to use his drones pretty well last time, not to his fullest effect, but it looks like taking out not only the ADS, but also the Malusi Banshee right here. Frag grenades can now be chucked down that hallway towards supply. And that's a great start for Catlaugh. Even if they don't have the kill, they've got the utility burn. They got another Flores run to push Valor back even further. They're going to have to heal with these Thunderbird stations, but they've lost their anti-nade utility.
All right, well, Snake on the shotgun, making life very difficult for Catlaugh players. They're going to fall back from construction, I guess. That was kind of pointless. C4, toss to nobody. What is Lioness doing? I'm really so confused by some of what happens during this game. Lioness is, like, over by small tower, looking for a pack of gum or a $5 bill or something. And meanwhile, you've got an entire engagement playing out on the rear of tower. Lioness finally back into the fray as you've got Trist ready to bot walk around the corner and somehow lands a headshot on the Terra. Seb will come in on the trade, and so things will go into the 2 versus 2 for Catlaugh, who have probably their biggest chance at winning a round. Careful not to bungle it with the player really hoping to get aggro from E-Box.
Yeah, you see Valor, he's got that long angle from the soft supply wall opened up. He can play back into E-Box as well. And they still have the rotate right here that was not cut off, was not reinforced over from supply. The swing from Lioness comes out, but it's ill-timed and not in her favor at all. Neither is it in Seb's favor. He gets down to the bottom of tower stairs right near Harry Potter, but he's instantly shut down. It's a 5-1 half for NOOTERS, and it looks like, just as I might have predicted, you know, not saying anything special about myself, it looks like a bit of a blowout from NOOTERS on this map.
I think we were all pretty much expecting that after, you know, some of the comments made by Catlaugh on Theme Park. They're just like, come on, guys, get it over with. Why couldn't you have won map number 1? We're already eliminated. We just want to go home. We just didn't want to forfeit. We wanted to play and have a little bit of fun and run out and have Hitman get active and have Terra play in the back of a corner somewhere and Lioness to go off on the Roni. But now we have to play a 3-map best of 3 decider. 2 maps nearly the end of regulation, and I wouldn't be shocked to see this go 7-1. But the attack for NOOTERS really has been kind of 50-50. They have had many dominant rounds. They played with a little bit of structure, honestly. Like at the end of Theme, they were doing some kind of basic level takes. They were watching the flank. They were, you know, hard breaching. As much as it pains me to say that they didn't hard breach some rounds, it was true. And it should be fairly simple to close that organ. Just need to attack rounds. Not a huge expectation.
Now, in order to win, though, they will have to deal with Doc, an operator we don't see a lot, especially after Thunderbird joined the team. Not only Doc, a P90 Doc. My favorite gun in the entire game of Siege. I have no idea how bad the recoil control is going to be for Seb right now, but he figures, hey, if I can't land a shot with anything else, give me something with like 51 bullet magazine. Let me just spray all over the place. Maybe I'll accidentally net a kill. Speaking of netting kills, Hitman, deep inside small tower. I don't know. Do they have the intel on him? He's quite hidden behind this generator back here, and I don't usually see players play like there, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if they don't. Oh, don't turn the drone on. Oh, they're going to see him last second, but nope, they got the yellow ping. Oh, no. Oh, it's the Goyo no. Hitman. He's got that vector. That thing will be lethal. Just a straight line of bullets. But Indy might be able to deal with him right here. He knows he's pushing straight up. Oh, the crouch comes up. But Hitman completely unawares. Caught with his pants down by Indy. And the Zero will take the first kill. Own that fraud, Tara says in the chat. Unfortunate for them. The Doc will be able to revive himself, but Trist is not there to finish him off. So it looks like maybe Doc really is the operator for Seb. He stays on his feet, and this stays a 5 versus 4.
That was a little fraudulent there for Hitman trying to play behind the generator in the back of small tower. Trist proceeds business as usual. He's going to sit in the open wall, ready for the angle. 2 players attic side, 1 holding close at chassis inside of dorms. Catlaugh, we're going to have to worry a little bit about maybe some nade pressure. They've got the Doc on the back, deep angle inside attic. Indy applying the cutoff from top of white. Again, the peak. Catlaugh evading the victory there. And there's a player who's just walked in the breach. Trist is kind of just crip walking through side and trying to do his utmost, but he gets taken out by Lioness. A big one in from Tack as well. Snake on the grenade trade. Pressure from top white. Still have that cutoff. Still have the potential. Bomb is down in a pretty rough spot, though. And Storm's now taking damage as well. Finally, we'll have to burn the Surya gate. This is going to be a pretty chancy one. NOOTERS, though, they've got the X Factor. They've got the nade. It goes up, and it does a big portion of the health off of Seb. But the good thing is the Doc is still up here and fighting, and now Snake will go pop the hatch.
That hatch pop, though, just means that the defenders can drop out and go below if they need to. And Valor with 2 big kills at LMG, too many bullets for the enemies to survive. He knows where the last player is. Terra trapped inside sight, gonna go for the swing here, but the cutoff is there from Valor. A great pick to finish the round, making this a 6-1 already. It was a pretty dicey round towards the end there. I thought the Catlaugh could maybe pull it back. They still had 3 members inside of sight, and I'm not sure. They might have had some Goyo canisters still up to stall for time as well. I know I saw some of them get burned. I don't know if they had one on the default plant, maybe one on White Stairs. Those could have potentially helped them a lot more, but if they were there, they weren't popped, and regardless, Valor just, oh, what a great LMG push there, netting those big 2 kills, and finishing off the round well, putting us on match point. This whole crazy wild night, it all comes down potentially to this last round on the upstairs floor.
Well, quickly doing some math. 7 minus 4 starts you off with -3 after NOOTER's first map. So that would drop him down to 17 plus 17. Then they go back up to 20. Not back up to 20. Okay. Math moment here. They go to 19, right? And then if this does end at a 7-1, you would go 19 plus 6. You would get with 25, which is still pretty much higher than kind of everything else that you've got going on in the league at the moment.
Yeah, so we played 3 maps here, and if they do win here, they will have played 3 maps to get a +5 round differential, which you could have done from winning like a 7-4 and a 7-5. So, interesting little tidbit there. But, you know, it's fun to see Oregon. You know, very solid map indeed. And it looks like the defense trying to play this pretty solidly. A little bit of a hunkered down defense, not a lot of roam presence necessarily. All the roamers are playing pretty close right now. Seeing the Jaeger, Rooney, and Wamai, so they're making sure that no grenades are going to come in and take them out. And perhaps that's a solid call. They've got the lifelines of the Zofia, the smokes of the Twitch. Those zero cams can be stopped by ADSs, at least I know. As well as those Surya gates. And, oh, you know what else stops a zero cam? Attack headshot. Indy gets felled rather quickly. My bad, says Indy. My bad, says Valor, as he takes down Tack. And, you know, even when Catlaugh, every time they get one of these opening picks, it's almost always immediately traded back out by NOOTERS. And yet again, we're seeing that, you know, just repeat itself right here.
Yeah. You really can't win Oregon if you're not closing out, if you're not converting some of these advantages. Util burn to waste the ADS. Comes the exothermic. Shouldn't have too much trouble. You see Valor actioning some of those lifeline grenades. Hitman again. He's done this a couple of times where he's just trying to fight in the breach. Oh, but Triss, that's a big sizable kill there. However, a C4 comes out. It's unsuccessful. So the last piece of explosive utility for the defense here is gone. And probably your most crucial piece of plant denial. You don't have that now. What else are you going to do? Lioness back onto Triss. The swing and almost a hit. And the Cade tries to go aggro, but it's unsuccessful. 2 versus 2. Storms comes in through the breach, trying to defend against the back pressure. And Terra comes away with a huge one. Storm's still at 100 health, though. Perfectly healthy here, and Lioness will jump right into the angle. Terra has had some puzzling moments so far this game. Twitch has control of the bomb, though. Terra will back off. Storms is not really thinking about the objective play here. A full rotate over into the attic space now. Storms maybe predicts it. He thinks he hears one to the right. He'd be correct. The Twitch steps forward, and now Terra reveals the position. Storms is going to attempt the plant here, but something shakes him off, but the 1v2 converted, and NOOTERS will close out at a 7-1. They win the day in what was one of the weirdest matches in CCL history.
One of the weirdest matches indeed, but you know what? We saw some really interesting new maps. It was fun, a lot of fun to get to cast them. Even if we didn't see what might be more orthodox strategies, we got to see some strategies nonetheless, and a lot of them were fun to watch. We saw a jump out 3K. We've seen spawn peaks, double kill spawn peaks from like hundreds of meters away. So much has gone on today. I'm incredibly pleased that I got to cast it all. And at the end of the day, though, GG to NOOTERS. Catlaugh, yeah, put up a solid fight on the first 2 maps, but I think they were just demoralized by the end, and NOOTERS took it.
Yeah, eventually things kind of wound down as they did. That finishes us out, though, for Monday. We do have more games later in the week here, as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast. This is the final week of the regular season for split number 1. As you may know, we do have another split that's still going to be played in the next few months, and then eventually later down the line, we have our finals event, a best of 5, between the winner of stage number 1 and the winner of stage number 2. But in the short term here, we're looking forward to seeing you back with us again on Wednesday when we've got Shinigami versus Shift North, and probably the most important match in their group, Agony versus Acme, to decide which other team will be joining Shift North in the playoffs. We hope we'll see you there on Wednesday, but that's all from our crew here at CCL and at Northern Arena for tonight. I've been Sticula. Glad to join you here, Kinder, as well to our producer, Brandon, and to our observer, Nova. We'll see you back on Wednesday.
Maybe if we took a moment long enough to realize how alike we are, that not everything is broken, 'cause you know me better.